Warning, the following high school football game is not for the faint of heart.
He's trying to look downfield, being chased down by Devin Porter. He throws it out of bounds. Howe has the game. Here's Zagleski.
Please take all necessary precautions.
To the 3, to the 2. He's in. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Howe Bulldogs football is on HoweEnterprise.com and is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden.
Intercepted. Brought down by J.C. Helfenstell.
Bucks North Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Knight Furniture, FBC Howe, Howe Athletic Booster Club, Independent Bank, Exalt Realty.
So the ball's on the turf. Howe says they have it, and they do. Austin Lee comes up with a football.
Now get ready because it's football time in Texas on HoweEnterprise.com.
Mason Riggs, look out. He's got the 30, 35. He's got some speed. 50, 45. It's a foot race to the 30, 25, 20. Kiss him goodbye. 89 yards.
Here's the voice of Howe Bulldogs football, Monty Walker.
Perhaps no other place in Howe, Texas has been filled with more cheers and tears than Bulldog Stadium. She's 83 years old, but the young men of Howe have the same feelings for her as they did in 1935. She'll always be the one who got away, and tonight the hearts of many senior Bulldogs will be broken as she says goodbye forever. It is senior night, and the sting of departure would be much easier on winning terms. We tip our hat to the grand old lady in town and to the young men that don the black and white at home one last time. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bulldog Stadium. It is senior night. It is the final time that these seniors will ever play here on this stadium turf, and they are being introduced right now with their parents and taking pictures, and now it appears that we have a king and queen, or whatever you call this, the Mr. Touchdown, Cameron Blesseye, and I believe that's Miss Doty, Michaela Doty down there, the sweetheart, football sweetheart. So what a night we have already here at Bulldog Stadium. The final time in 2018, a year ago on the final chance in 2017, Howe was able to win that game and get their only win of the year, Justin White, as we're hoping for maybe the same kind of terms for district, first win in district here at home.
Yeah, you would need this. This would be a good night to do it here on senior night. A lot of Bulldogs, to be their last time to play on the field, play on this field, and hopefully, sometimes one of those things that you don't really realize how special it is until it's over with. But getting a good win here tonight, would be a good way to send them off. Playoffs are pretty much out of the picture. You're just kind of playing for pride and playing for your last time on this field.
Howe is 0-2 overall against Commerce. Only played them twice. The first game was played 6 years ago today. And Commerce beat Howe on this day here at Bulldog Stadium, 46-0. The following year, Commerce won a tight game, 12-7 in 2013. And those combined, Commerce has outscored the Bulldogs 58-7 overall in the series. The Bulldogs have rushed for 1,778 yards through 8 games. And a week ago against Lone Oak, Howe surpassed the rushing total of the entire 2017 season, which was 1,574. However, Howe had 833 yards passing a year ago and only 144 so far in 2018. And going to be without their starting quarterback tonight. We'll get to that more later. Howe averaged 240.7 yards per game a year ago and are currently averaging 240.25. Cameron Blesseye, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, 91 carries, 559 yards. He's got a torn meniscus. He's going to fight his way through it for his last game here at Bulldog Stadium. He will not play next week, so this will be Cameron Blesseye's final game in a Howe uniform. Austin Lee, 74 carries, 367 yards. Not sure if we'll see him tonight. We will see Caden Harmon, 36 carries, 206 yards. Mason Riggs with a big week a week ago, 17 carries and over 100 yards for Riggs. He's got 33 carries on the season for 204. Spencer Akins right behind him, 28 carries, 156. Arturo Lauder, 24 carries, 139. And Joseph Brennan, 30 carries, 120 yards. Elvington, the leading passer, was 66 yards on the season. That's not a whole lot, as that's not what Howe does. 8 out of 22 on the year for Elvington. Again, he won't start tonight. Bryce Krantz will. He's 1 out of 9 on the season, 32 yards. The receiving leader for Howe, Elijah Campbell, 2 catches, 78 yards, both of them touchdowns. Devin Porter, 2 for 20, but he's a left tackle now. Caden Harmon, 2 for 12. Now, those are the leading receivers for the Howe Bulldogs. We'll take a quick timeout. We have the senior spotlight and the coaches show coming up here in just a moment. We'll be right back after that.
Monty, that was Damius Karowski on the tackle. Hey, this is Michael Mosier. I may not be up in that luxury outdoor suite on top of the press box, but hey, I'm still supporting the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be a part of the Howe Athletic Booster Club, where it's only $25 to become a member. I may have retired from pronouncing those difficult names on Friday nights, but I can say go Dogs without batting an eye. Become a black and white, towel-waving Bulldog fan by signing up at each home game, behind the home bleachers, and remember, Aljundo Dakenstater on the stop.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman,
Welcome
Texas.
to the Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Bill Jailing. The Coaches Show is brought to you by FBC Howe. Now let's join Monty Walker with Bulldogs head coach Bill Jailing.
Coach, another muddy game last week. Natural grass. Maybe it isn't playing to our advantage, but the muddy field. You'll have another one Friday night. But a lot of penalties. That seemed to be the theme of the game. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, penalties really hurt us last week, and a lot of them are just crazy penalties. You can't control. You do your best to teach and coach, but you got to remember they're 16, 17-year-old kids, and we were jumping off sides and everything like that. Penalties definitely hurt us Friday night. I was happy to see our offense rolling again, but we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties, and that's something we've been working on all week in practice and everything like that. Call it the rainy night, call it whatever, but it was just we had things happening Friday night that have never happened all year long. I mean, 2 offsides penalties because our center is flinching the ball. I mean, that hasn't happened all year long. Penalties definitely hurt us Friday night, but I was really proud of the way the kids played. I mean, we're struggling right now, but our kids are playing hard, and that's all you can ask of them to do right now.
Well, you mentioned offensively they looked pretty well, and they did. Made some adjustments. Mason Rigged carried the load for you. Had a great game rushing. Talk about the offense and the adjustments that you made.
We've been under center, being a wing T, slot T team all year, and a lot of teams started stacking the box on us. That was evident the last 2 games against Pottsboro and Emory Rains. So we wanted to widen the box out a little bit, start moving some kids. So we went to more of a 2 wide set with the 2 slot backs. But we're still running our same offense. We're still running the same plays the kids have been running all year. We're just doing it out of a different look. And it's helped us a lot, especially against Lono, because teams have been playing those hard 8 techniques up on the line of scrimmage, especially when we put a tight end in the game. And when we took the tight end out and got widened out, they had to soften those 8 techniques. They couldn't blitz the backers as much. We actually had to go into the game plan. We were going to throw a little more, but the field conditions didn't allow for it at all. But that little adjustment there has made a big difference with our offense, and it's made our blocking a lot easier up front for the kids. It's putting a little more pressure on the backs now, because the backs got to really excel in blocking, and you saw that on Friday night. We had the first drive of the game. We drive down inside the 10 and we get a holding call on one of our running backs. Well, they're doing something new that they're not used to out of that look. So we've been working on that all week and everything else. So definitely a good adjustment, but we're still going to use a tight end just because that's what we do and everything else. But we're still a ground and pound team. I mean, I think we had 200 and something yards of rushing the other night, more if you don't count the penalties.
Right.
But we're still getting after it and still working hard every day.
Defensively, they kept you in the game. Even with all the penalties and everything else in the muddy field, you still had a shot to tie at the end of the game. The defense had to impress you.
Yeah, defense has been playing great all year long. our kids right now, I mean, we got our kids, in my opinion, they got the mentality for defense. Our kids are, they're 16, 17-year-old kids, 18-year-old kids, and getting them to hone in on the discipline offensively is always a challenge. That's every year, every school I've ever been at. And, when we had to change the look last week, it was a little different for them. They had to learn something new. But overall, defensively, our kids are aggressive, and I've been saying that since the first game of the year. I've been really impressed with our aggressiveness on defense and our the way we swarm to the ball and stuff like that. But I'm very, very happy with the overall effort of our team as a whole. But, yeah, definitely defensively, our kids are playing pretty good right now.
Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about commerce.
The First Baptist Church here in Howe, Texas would like to invite you and your family to a celebration of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Each Sunday morning at 10:30, we meet for worship at 100 East Davis Street in Howe. Prior to that, we have relevant Bible fellowships for all ages beginning at 9:15. Join us each week to declare the hope that is found only in Christ. Be ready to experience the life-changing power of the gospel. There is only one message for every generation, and that message is Jesus.
All right, Coach, you lost your quarterback a week ago to ejection midway through the second quarter. What are the UIL rules on that, and how long does he have to sit out?
The UIL rule on an ejection is that the kid has to sit out the first half of the next game, but our policy and our athletic policy, which is basically my policy, is he's suspended from the next game. We don't deal with ejection from games, so our quarterback will not be playing this Friday night. So with that, we'll have a new quarterback who is, you've seen him all year long, Bryce Krantz. He's more comfortable out of the gun than he is under center, so that's going to be a challenge for us because we're running our same stuff, but we're doing it out of a gun look, so we have to change the way the steps and the meshing points work. He will go under center some, but he's definitely not comfortable underneath there. So we're going to be same offense, same look, but just more out of the gun this week with Bryce. Commerce,
Another big school. You can make a case that they might be 4A.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of athletes. And they're going to bring a lot of athletes. So what do you expect to see from them?
Commerce, even though they're 0-7 right now, they're a pretty good 0-7 team. When you watch them on film, they got athletes. They're big up front. Their defensive line is big. Their offensive line is big. In my opinion, they're probably one of the best 0-7 teams out there. I mean, they've been in some games. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for us Friday night. It's not an easy game for us by any means. The wet field conditions are definitely going to hamper what they do offensively, and it's probably going to hamper what we do offensively right now. I used to say that the wet field would be a benefit for us, but it's hurt us in the last two games as well because our running backs haven't been able to make the cuts that they want to make, and snaps are not there, timing's off just because of the sloppy fields and everything else. So it's definitely going to be a challenge Friday night with Commerce, but I think our kids are going to play hard. It's their senior night and the last time they're playing on this field, and I know our kids want to walk off this field as a winner. So it's definitely going to be a good atmosphere for a football game. We're banged up. We lost another good one on Friday night. J.C. Heppenstall tore his meniscus, so he'll be out for the rest of the season, so that's going to hurt us again. I mean, we're just we're the battling Bulldogs, but we're also the wounded Bulldogs right now. I mean, Austin Lee got a concussion in the third quarter. Cameron Bledsoe, he hampered his meniscus again, so he's going to try to play, but he's not going to be 100%. And Dyson Diller's been playing the last 3 games on a torn meniscus, so I guess the torn meniscus is the theme right now, but a lot of that has to do with the field conditions. I mean, when you're trying to play on a wet, muddy field in the way we've been playing, it puts a lot of pressure on your knees, and that hasn't helped us at all. But our kids are getting after it. Wouldn't be a good week unless we were practicing indoors. But we're just keep getting after it, and I'm really proud of our kids and the way they're playing right now. I mean, they're playing hard. I do applaud them for the way they're playing hard. They're playing 4 quarters of football. We're just got to eliminate the mistakes and everything else. We're a good football team. We've just had to overcome a lot this year.
One person told me we were talking this week that if Howe were in the Division II, they'd probably be looking at a district championship right now, and that's crazy to think about. Just 6 kids, I guess, over the limit.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. If we were Division II at the district, we would have been placed, and we'd definitely be a playoff team, and we'd be fighting for a district championship. It's just tough for us week in and week out, playing the Emory Rains, the Pottsboroughs, the Van Alstynes, the Commerces, when they got 150, 200 more kids than us. When on the sidelines, I'm looking over and they got 45 dressed, and we're dressing 17, 18, 20 kids. Lone Oak was an evenly matched game. I mean, they only dressed about 20. I believe that if that's a drier field, it's a totally different scenario on that game night. But you got to overcome and adapt and play with what's dealt with you. So,
well, let's talk about keys to win this game Friday night.
Definitely ball control. You got to eliminate the turnovers. Now, against Lone Oak, we didn't have a turnover in that wet field, luckily. But definitely on this field Friday night with the conditions, we're definitely going to have to make sure we eliminate the turnovers. We're going to have to establish ball control offensively, move the ball up and down the field. We want to throw the ball a little more this week, but we don't know if we'll be able to because of the conditions. And the only reason we want to do that is just to soften the defense up a little bit. Because if I'm them, I'm going to roll that free safety down to about 6 or 7 yards and just let them read the run every play. So we want to make sure that we're going to show them we're not afraid to throw so they can soften. But defensively, we just got to keep playing hard. Definitely need to improve tackling because tackling in wet conditions is different. And that's one thing that I've been emphasizing all week in practice defensively is tackling legs because you saw it last week against Lone Oak and the week before against Pottsboro. On a wet, muddy night, you can't go in and grab shoulder pads because you're going to slide off. So we've been really emphasizing legs, and I've been screaming that all week in practice. So hopefully, that'll carry over to Friday night. But definitely eliminate the penalties. The penalties gotta stop. I've got to tell the kids every week, we are our own worst enemy. We are a good football team, but we're our own worst enemy. I said if we play and we play good, we can play with anybody in the state, I believe. But, when we're making mistakes, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players.
Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Hey Bulldogs, great news. I'm your hometown realtor and I'm also a Bulldog. Hello, I'm Kevin Sarles and I'm with Exalt Realty. I wanted to tell you about the new 321 program for our new home buyers or those who haven't owned a home in 3 years. A $1,500 grant is tied to the program and a $2,000 gift card at a local major retailer is available. This promotion is for a limited time and qualifications do apply. Call me anytime, 903-821-4163.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Senior Spotlight, brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's senior.
This week we're joined by Dyson Dillard and Alex Kellum. Dyson, we'll talk to you first. When did you get to Howe?
I got to Howe in 6th grade. I moved from Sherman.
So what do you remember about the Sherman schools and what's different from Sherman and Howe?
Sherman had a lot more people in it, and I liked that the Howe classes were more secluded, and I got a lot more one-on-one time with my teachers.
So let's talk about the knee injury. You suffered that a few weeks back. Talk about that. When did it happen?
I hurt my knee around 2 to 3 weeks ago, and we're pretty sure that I tore my lateral meniscus, but I'm going to get an MRI on it next week before the Van Alstyne game. We waited so long to get the MRI because I wanted to be able to finish the season out without getting pulled from any games because of the injury.
So that's going to affect your baseball season, I would presume. You play catcher. You're going to try to get it cleaned up so you don't miss any baseball?
Yeah, we're hoping to get surgery the week after football ends, if needed. If not, I'll be staying off of it for a good 10 weeks.
Yikes. So let's talk about some other things other than knee injuries and all the doom and gloom. How about some other things you're involved with? Theater, were you in one act?
No, I was not in one act, but I do participate in theater for the high school.
So what do you do in theater?
Well, we're working on a Christmas play right now, and I'm playing the gingerbread man in that.
So let's go back to football a little bit. You got Commerce tonight. Let's talk about Commerce a little bit. What kind of situations are they going to throw at you?
I feel like Commerce is going to be one of our closest games and one of our hopefully winning ones this year.
All right, that's been your senior spotlight for Dyson Dillard. When we come back, we'll talk to Alex Kellum.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Now we're joined with Alex Kellum, the senior. Let's talk a little bit about you. When did you get here to Howe?
I got here at the end of 5th grade.
And where did you come from?
I came from Dillingham and Sherman.
And what's the differences between Dillingham and Sherman and Howe Middle School?
Well, Dillingham had a whole lot more students, and I never really fit in there. And whenever I came to Howe, it was a lot less students, and I made a lot more friends than I had at Dillingham.
Well, let's talk a little bit about football. You've been playing a lot this year. Talk about your experience that you've got this year.
Well, last year, I didn't get to play much at all because all the people in front of me were a lot better than me. But this year, I've learned how to do some of the things I need to do, and I'm able to get out on the field, so I'm happy about that.
So let's talk about some other things you're involved with. You're on the golf team. How's your golf game?
Not as good as I'd want it to be.
Well, what do you think you're going to just swing this year?
This year, I'm hoping to get high 80s to low 90s.
And will that get you into district competition?
Depends on how good the other competition is.
Good answer. All right. So let's talk about some other things. You're involved in One Act, is that right?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, in One Act, we just had an audition the other day, and I found out that I'll be playing the leader of a bunch of Nazis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I don't know how I should feel about that. But hopefully it will be fun not being a Nazi. But
all right. You were also in robotics too, is that right?
I was in robotics a few years ago, yeah, but I guess I had to quit it because I never really got into it that much. But I was in it for a little while, but didn't really stick.
Commerce tonight, what are you going to see?
I'm hoping that it's going to be a real good game. It's one I'm really looking forward to and hoping that we'll win.
What is it going to be like for you in the mud for your last game ever? At home.
I love playing in the mud. It's always super fun.
Have you thought about the last game, this being your last game playing on that field? Is it emotional at all for you?
Not really. I know I just got to get out there and do whatever I have to do.
Well, it may not be emotional right now, but it will be 10 years from now when you go back and think about it. I'm Monty Walker. That's been your Senior Spotlight. We'll be right back right after this. To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back. The Howe Bulldogs are right now coming out of the tunnel and making their way on the field. We're about ready for the captains, and Caroline Slauson is down there. Caroline, sweet Caroline, talk to us about the conditions. You're in the middle of the field. How bad is it?
Yeah, smack dab in the middle. This is really bad. I really thought this would be not as bad as 2 weeks ago, but it is. The head referee right behind me said this is the worst field they've been on all year.
So You have your
Nikes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're red for the moment. What color are they going to be when you're done with this thing
Probably
tonight?
brown. and wet. And wet.
Well, we have captains making their way to center court, and that is Joseph Brennan, Elijah Campbell, Callie Vick, and Alex Kellum for Howe. And we'll have to check the others, and I'll let you do that while I'm trying to figure this out down there on with
5, Callie Vick. Number
Real
10,
big on
there we go.
knees covered tonight. Sportsmanship, clean language. Commerce, I'm going to ask you to call the coin toss. You want to call tails, he said. Tails.
For a Commerce roster.
And it is tails. You have won the toss.
From that side. We're kicking from the top.
You want to defer or you want to kick? I want to defer. You want to defer? Yeah. Okay, Commerce is going to defer. You're going to receive. Now, which end are you going to kick from?
This side.
All right, if you'll turn your backs there, Commerce, Hal, if you'll face Commerce.
So that is it. The Commerce Tigers have won the toss.
Commerce has won the toss.
They have chosen to elected to defer. So they'll kick toward the north end zone.
The Bulldogs will
and Howe will return this opening kick, which they like to do. That's kind of their thing. They like to be on offense first, and they'll be moving left to right from our vantage point towards the south end zone. And hopefully the Bulldogs in their nice-looking clean uniforms, they won't be that way very long, but hopefully we'll see the offense do what they do to start this football game and go on one of their patented 12-play drives or so.
Yeah, they need that here to start this game, to put some time off the clock.
And we're ready for our national anthem. One final time at Bulldog Stadium for the seniors as they are arm in arm with each other on the sidelines during the national anthem, and the kickoff return team is preparing tonight's starting lineup for Commerce as they'll have Jordy Ramirez kick off here. Up front, the left tackle, Zach Jensen. Anthony Cork, the guard. The center is Alex Hurtado. The right guard, Taylor Kepley, and the right tackle, Anthony Peak. The tight end, sometimes, C.J. Dunbar. They'll run a wide receiver sometimes, and Brandon Turner will be that young man. Nick Aaron, the slot man. Zay Basham, the running back, and the quarterback, Brad Caldwell. Slot back, Kedrick Kelly, and wideout is Wade Nicholson. For the defense, up front for Commerce, C.J. Dunbar, Anthony Cork, Charles Houston, and Omari Davis. The cornerbacks tonight, Jaden Wilson and Wade Nicholson. The linebackers, Zay Basham, Connor Smith, Caden Aaron, Nick Aaron, and the safety, Brad Caldwell. For Howe, Bryce Krantz will get the start on offense because Leighton Elvington was ejected a week ago, and he's going to have to sit out due to Coach J rules. He would have to sit out the first half for UIL rules, and here's the Tech Wave kickoff, a dive and a catch, and the ball's on the turf, and Commerce says they have it to start this football game. It was a dive for the football, and I believe Commerce is going to start with it here.
Yeah, it was a little pooch kick that was right behind the front line in an empty spot there on the field. And I believe that may have been Elijah Campbell trying to field it and couldn't field it cleanly. And Commerce takes up will take over, and they've got good field position at the Bulldog 44.
It was almost a perfect pooch kick. And here comes Commerce at the 44-yard line, their own 44. And this is Caldwell handing off up the middle, a big hole, lots of room for Basham, and he'll move the sticks on first down to the 32-yard line.
To draw off the middle there for Basham, and they've got the running game going. Basham, who had 165 yards rushing last week in a touchdown, trying to build on that here tonight.
That's terrible news because they're going to start with the football in the second half. A big, huge situation for Commerce. Caldwell in the gun. He's going to hand off to the near slot, coming back to the near side, and that's Moshan, and he is in for the touchdown. Basham, rather, 32 yards, and already Commerce has struck first blood. There's 11:28 on the clock in the first quarter. Holy cow.
Commerce couldn't have writ this up any better for them. They deferred the kickoff, got a hold of the pooch kick, got the ball in Bulldog field position, and on 2 plays, drives down the field for a touchdown.
Ramirez on to boot this one through for the PAT. The snap is back. It's on the tee. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's right down the middle and good. 7-0 Commerce in the lead. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
Welcome back as the Exalt Realty scoring drive recap was 2 plays and 44 yards. And it took, 32 seconds off the clock. And it resulted in a 32-yard touchdown by the running back, Zay Basham. And it's 7-0 Commerce as we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. We'll check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter here in just a moment. And apparently it was Elijah Campbell because he's back out there in that spot. Same spot, and we'll see what they do here. It's a high pop-up kick going to be caught. Fair catch called for by Mason Riggs. And Howe will set up shop at their own 41-yard line to set up their first drive of the night.
Well, at this point right here, you just kind of act like that never happened right now, even though the scoreboard says 7-0, and get your running game going. You got some yard. You were able to get some yards on the ground last week with Blessai and Riggs. See if you can start that here tonight.
After this play, we'll check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter. It's first down and 10 as Bryce Krantz comes out in shotgun formation with Cameron Blessai playing his final game. He'll get the pitch coming near side. He stopped in the backfield. A loss on the play of about 2 yards. So our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline, what did that kickoff do to this team early on?
Can y'all hear me?
There you go.
There we go. Well, it wasn't, it can't be good, but hey, it's early, obviously. Still early in the game, still early in the first quarter. They got time. It's all right.
All right. I'm with you. Ball at the 39. Here's a toss to the far side. That's Arturo Louder trying to find that corner. He's going to be popped after about a 3-yard gain on that very far side.
Number 11.
And he'll gain maybe 3, which will set up a third down and about 9.
Louder was in that wingback position, went in motion, pitched to the left side, and tried to use the speed to get around the edges. Got popped pretty good. We got a flag on the play.
We got a flag on the play, Stephen Braswell says. And already, you remember last week, there were 11 personal fouls between both teams a week ago. This one not a personal foul, but it's going to be against Howe. That cannot be good. It's a holding call. And now instead of third down and 9, it's going to be second down and somewhere around 22, 21.
You mentioned it earlier. Leighton Elvington is out of the game, suspended. So Bryce Krantz is in at quarterback. He doesn't go under center as often. He feels more comfortable in shotgun. Let's see how that affects the offense tonight.
Second down and 22, or 21 rather. Ball at the 29-yard line, and this is going to be a halfback pass. Mason Riggs wide open, can't hit his man. It falls incomplete. Wide open was the receiver, J.D. Thornton, but he dove for it and he couldn't catch up. It was just out of his reach.
Just a little bit short, maybe to his right there, and yeah, there was nobody on Thornton within about 15 yards of him. It would have been a touchdown all the way. Just a little bit of a short throw.
So third down now and 21. As we're at the 10-19 mark, I've still got it in pregame show. Let me correct that for you. We are in the first quarter, as you might can tell. And here we go with a run up the middle. I believe that's Akins. He'll only get 5, which will set up a fourth down and punt.
About 3 on the play.
Where the ball is spotted right about the 35-yard line of Howe.
Akins, who scored the only offensive touchdown here for the Bulldogs last week there against Lone Oak, trying to squirt through for a couple extra yards. It's going to be fourth down.
9:53 on the clock. Campbell back to punt this one away. He does so. A low wobbly kick near side. It sticks at the 46 and then rolls barely to about the 42-yard line. That one would have taken a big roll on turf or a dry field, but it sticks a little bit here, and Commerce is going to have it 1st and 10 right to left at their own 42-yard line.
Well, the Tigers scored pretty easily there on that last play. There were some missed tackles too by the Bulldogs. That was one thing, again, that Coach Jay was trying to work on, was tackling during the week.
You know, if I change the quarter, I might as well change the score, right? Where's Michael Mosier? He's supposed to tell me that kind of stuff. Right to left, 1st to 10. Brad Caldwell, the quarterback, has Basham right next to him. Zagleski trying to tell the defense to move, making adjustments, and here's Brad Caldwell on the screen pass to the far side. Making the catch and gaining about 4 yards is the wide receiver out there. That apparently is Wade Nicholson. I think that may be number 2. Their jerseys are a little bit hard to read. Halloween coming up, and Commerce in the orange uniforms with black numbers outlined in white, black pants, and black helmets. They're very Halloween looking tonight. Bulldogs in all black.
'Tis the season.
2nd down and about 5. They have a number 3, and we don't have the number. Handoff right up the middle is Basham for 2 yards near midfield at the 49.
Tackle made there by Alex Kellum there from his defensive end position. Able to get off his block there and make a tackle there, making a 3rd and short for the Tigers.
3rd and about 2.5. Coming up, Caldwell in the gun. Basham stands right next to him. 3 receivers near side, and Caldwell's going to keep it around the right edge. He has the 1st down by about a yard. He had some traffic in the backfield. I think that might have been Devin Porter or Akins who had him grasped, but he was able to break away and get the 1st down by about a yard inside Howe territory at the 46-yard line.
Again, we talked about tackling. Coach Jay, he talked about not trying to get them around their shoulder pads, hit them at their legs, bring them down below the waist.
Caldwell in the gun, 3 receivers near side. Basham to his right. 1 receiver up top. High snap, brings it down, handoff Basham. Near side, bounces it out. He's got the 45, trying to find the corner and does. He's fast. He's got the 30. Looking for a block, 20, and out of bounds somewhere around the 27-yard line. I think they'll spot him at the 28. He was trying to find this near corner, going left, did so, ran well downfield in the mud, got the 1st down and more.
Yeah, sloshing around there as he got around that edge on the left side, tiptoeing down the sidelines, had a couple of receivers out there blocking for him.
18-yard line, 19-yard line is where they'll spot it, so my bad. It's further than what I thought, starting to get a little dark on the field. Shotgun for Caldwell. 1 stand-up slot to the right. Basham to his right. Basham gets the carry up the middle. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage, or maybe lost a yard. Since he was in shotgun formation, they'll give him forward progress, which actually gets right back to the line of scrimmage. Parker Blunt on the stop for Howe.
Defensive charge.
Tackled there by Parker Blunt.
Jeremy.
Also in the middle of that defensive line there.
Kellum.
On the handoff on the inside.
2nd down and 10 coming up. Commerce, no huddle, walking around to the line of scrimmage, looking over. to their head coach. Man in motion coming across, and this is going to be Caldwell keeping it himself around the right tackle, and he has a seam good enough for about 6 yards, somewhere around the 14-yard line.
Jordan Jones.
He got tripped up there by Jordan Jones, and we see a little bit of that speed there that Caldwell has. We've seen him throw the ball. I'm still not confident in the way he can throw the ball. If I was the Bulldogs, I'd be trying to zero in on him running the ball, make him throw the ball. Test that arm out.
Caldwell in the gun, Basham to his right, one receiver up top, two at the bottom, and a slot near side. Caldwell's going to run it around the right edge. He's got the right edge. He's got a touchdown, but there's a flag down right at the line of scrimmage, and we'll have to check it and see. This one appears to be coming back.
I think it's going to be holding. He got around that edge. I think one of the receivers may have held.
I think it was the slot back, who is Nick Aaron. I think he's going to get called for the infraction. And that's a big penalty against Commerce. It takes away a touchdown and scoots them back. Or, yeah, maybe a block below the waist. Let's see. Personal foul against Commerce. Block below the waist. Back it up 10 yards. That's a huge penalty for the Howe Bulldogs in favor of them, as we have the Commerce chapter again tonight. Robert Milton, the referee. Cody McCary, the back judge. The umpire, Ronald Hogue. The line judge is Mike Lipsy, and the head linesman, David Woolridge.
They see the arm. Go ahead.
3rd down and 20 coming up. Man in motion from left to right. Caldwell is going to run near side. Looking for a block. Gets a block. And slips down at the 19-yard line. He tried to put his left toe in the turf, but the turf went, and he went down. 4th down coming up.
Thought maybe we'd see the arm there of Caldwell, but yeah, it goes around the left side. Louder was coming for him, and yeah, that's where the advantage of the field helped the Bulldogs. He slipped down. He had a lot of real estate there ahead of him.
They gave him a really good spot at the 17-yard line, and they're going to go for it on 4th down and about 20. They're pretty close. So here is Caldwell wanting to throw under pressure, steps aside a defender, up and over his receiver and incomplete. Howe will take over on downs at about the 17-yard line, perhaps.
Take over.
Caldwell was able to avoid a rusher. I believe that was Parker Blunt there in the backfield, and kind of made him uncomfortable there as he threw the ball, threw it over the head of the receiver. Good pressure there by the Bulldog defensive line, and turnover on downs.
Well, we'll call it the 27-yard line. Again, it's starting to get a little muddy in here. So 27-yard lines where Howe will take over with 6:09 on the first quarter clock. Caden Harmon comes near side along with Waldrop. A bad snap, and Bryce Krantz, the quarterback, has to just fall on it. It goes through his hands. I'm not sure it was so much a bad snap or as it just went through his hands, and I think that's what happened.
I thought so too. I think it was a bad snap. It was about chest level and just went through his hands.
So that'll be a big loss of about 10 yards.
About 10 on the play.
Man, that's like a penalty. They'll mark it at somewhere around the 18-yard line. That's true. It's worse than a penalty because you don't get your down, as Stephen Braswell points out. That's why he gets paid the big bucks as our spotter. 2nd down and long, about 20, and this is going to be a handoff near side, and that is Aikens over right tackle, I believe, and he's finally gang tackled after a pretty nice gain of about 6-7 yards up close. Or is that Riggs? That is Riggs. Up to about the 22 or 23-yard line.
Yeah, we're talking about Mason Riggs having one of his best games last week there against Lone Oak, and trying to build on that here tonight with a little inside handoff.
About a 5-yard gain for Riggs. His first carry of the night sets up 3rd and 15. Howe on their side of the field at about the 23, perhaps, as Krantz goes in the gun. 2 men right beside him, 2 receivers out wide, 2 up top. And Krantz wants to run it left side. Lowers his shoulder, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. He's hit hard.
Krantz on the quarterback.
On the right side of the defense. 4th down coming up, and another punt by Elijah Campbell coming up.
Yeah, he had no room to run there on that quarterback keeper there. That mishandled snap really set them back behind the chains on that on the first down there. And I almost wondered if they could have maybe tried to throw the ball downfield there, 3rd down. you're not much of a passing team, but see if you can throw it downfield, maybe get a pass interference or something.
Campbell to punt. He does. It's a high spiraling punt. Good kick. Sends the returner all the way back to the 35-yard line. He's still kicking it around and finally is down inside the 30-yard line at about the 29. They'll mark it at the 28.
Tackled by Arturo
That was number 3, the unidentified player here on Commerce. Dropped it, picked it up, tried to run with it, lost it again, and went back all the way back to the 29-yard line.
So there's 4:04 on the clock. The good thing that's happened is Howe's.
Guys, there's a flag back here on the 25-yard line.
Let's talk about that. It's going to be a hold against Commerce.
There was a penalty flag thrown.
And
the punt.
I believe that'll back it up even further. So Howe, some penalties helping them out, but they've got to start helping themselves out as well.
Yeah, they got to take advantage of these breaks that they're getting.
So they'll spot it at the 19.
And it's a big penalty for the Tigers.
The 10-yarder on the hold. Commerce will start at their own 19. Go ahead.
They would originally got it maybe around the 40-yard line if you would have fair caught that, but all the way to the penalty and everything else coming back to the 19.
Shotgun for Caldwell. Actually, he's in the pistol. He's going to hand off to Basham. Coming near side, right up over left guard. He's going to be gang tackled after maybe 3 yards at the 21-yard line.
Draw up the middle there to Bashan, able to get across the 20-yard line.
Jackson Atkins had a shot at him in the backfield, wasn't able to corral him. And Basham was able to squeeze forward for a couple. 2nd down and 7 coming up for Commerce with 3:37 and rolling here in quarter number 1. 7-0. Commerce in the lead. It took them 2 plays to do so in this football game. 3 receivers up top, 1 bottom, as Commerce traveling right to left. This is Caldwell trying to find near side. He's got a lot of room open, and he's going to be very close to a first down. If he doesn't have it, it's because of a great play by Dyson Dillard.
Good pursuit there by Dillard from this nose guard position. Showed some speed there, able to break down Caldwell. But he won't bring him down. He's got a lot of green ahead of him. And it's kind of a 2-man show there in the backfield between Caldwell and Basham.
3rd down and 1 coming up, and Dyson Dillard, you said, had a lot of speed there. He's got torn meniscus he's playing with tonight.
Wow.
3rd down and 1.
A lot of torn meniscus on this team, on this Bulldog team.
Cameron Blesseye, you might notice we haven't mentioned Helpenstell. He is out with torn meniscus as well. Shotgun for Caldwell, 3rd and 1. And he's going to keep it over right guard. He's going to have it and more as he crosses the 35, 36, 37. And the sticks will move for Commerce.
Again, a quarterback keeper there. He kept it himself and just kind of able to weave his way through the holes there on the interior line. Able to pick up about 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, about a 10-yard gain up to the 38-yard line.
And
we'll check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter after this play to give us a field conditions update, because the sidelines are really bad. And I kind of want to know what the middle of that field looks like. It looks bad from up here. Caldwell in the gun. A little early movement by Commerce. That one's going to be a 5-yard penalty going back the other way. Caroline Slauson, tell us about that field.
Yeah, it looks bad. It is bad. It's just straight mud. It's really the only way I can explain it. Whereas 2 weeks ago it was rainy and wet. There was water. There's straight mud. It's very, very slippery out there.
And the turf is, the field is still somewhat green. Because we've had so much rain, it hasn't turned that fall brown color, but it's turning that fall brown mud is what it's turning. 1st down and about 15 right here on the penalty. Caldwell, and some more movement up front. Maybe this one's going back as well, and I think it is. 1st down and 20 coming up after a false start by Commerce, and Commerce has been doing what they want on offense if they could just stop the penalties, kind of what Howe did a week ago.
Yeah, as you say, that sounds a lot like what Howe has struggled with the last couple of games, is penalties. And it looks like Commerce is struggling with that too. A lot of false starts here to start. Put them in a 1st and, well, they at 20 now, looks like?
1st and 20 from their own 20, well, I don't know how they haven't gone back to the 27, because they should be at the 27, not the 29. So they've somehow got 2 extra yards out of these penalties. Are they 4.5 yards now instead of 5? Here's a handoff. Nope, this is going to be Caldwell keeping it around the right edge. He's trying to get that right edge, and he does have the right edge. Look out. It's a foot race. and I believe he's gone. And he is. I think it was Akins who made it a foot race. It might have been Harmon, actually, because Caldwell was shot out of a cannon. I thought no one's going to catch him, and then all of a sudden Harmon made it a race.
I give it Harmon. Harmon didn't give up on that play, and I thought he was going to have maybe about the 5-yard line, but Caldwell kept it on the right side and put on the afterburners there, and he was off.
73 yards on the touchdown for Caldwell on the quarterback keeper around the right edge, and they score with 1:07 here to go in the first quarter. And another whistle will blow on this PAT. Right now it's 13-0, but we'll check the flag.
Before the play.
And it's unfortunate how these penalties are going against Commerce, and they keep setting themselves back, but Howe's not able to take advantage of it.
They really are not. And I'm telling you, it's been pretty much Caldwell and Basham.
So now what amounts to about a 25-yard PAT. As Ramirez will have it on the tee. A kick is very high. Matter of fact, that's better than his PAT a moment ago. That was good. 14-0, Commerce in the lead here in quarter number 1. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
If you're looking for a welding company that will always meet your expectations, we are just the team you need. Robertson Welding Service can do industrial, commercial, or domestic. Robertson Welding Service guarantees the quality and satisfaction of your project at a fair price. We provide precision, custom, and repair service in all steels. We even weld aluminum and stainless. You can be comfortable that Robertson Welding Service is the right company for your project. We can be found on Facebook, or you can call us at 903-328-6588. That's 903-328-6588.
Monty, that was Damius Karowski on the tackle. Hey, this is Michael Mosier. I may not be up in that luxury outdoor suite on top of the press box, but hey, I'm still supporting the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be a part of the Howe Athletic Booster Club, where it's only $25 to become a member. I may have retired from pronouncing those difficult names on Friday nights, but I can say go Dogs without batting an eye. Become a black and white, towel-waving Bulldog fan by signing up at each home game, behind the home bleachers, and remember, Aljundo Dakenstater on the stop.
Welcome back as we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. Apparently my phone has been going off, and it's Boomer Sooner, and our spotter tells me to turn that off. Here's the kick. It's going to be a fair catch called for at around the 32-yard line by Elijah Campbell, and that's where Howe will start this next possession with 1:05 on the clock here for the Howe Bulldogs. The Exalt Realty scoring drive recap.
Bulldogs now take over at the 30, looks like the 30-yard line.
4 plays and 81 yards. And we have our new score 14-0 after a 73-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Brad Caldwell. And here's Howe, 1st and 10. Moving left to right. Krantz in the gun. He's going to hand it off in the reverse to Harmon, and he's got some room. Look out, Fuzz. And he's got midfield, crosses midfield to the 47. First down by about 10 yards. A nice run of about 20 by Harmon.
Talk about being shot out of a cannon. Caden Harmon got that thing on the end, and you could just see he was running by defenders. A lot of the Commerce Tigers weren't able to keep up with him until he got into Tiger territory.
21-yard run by Harmon sets up 1st and 10 on the Commerce side of the field, left to right. Under a minute left in the first quarter. Stephen Waldrop comes near side, split out wide. Arturo Louder right with him. Just inside and off the line. Here's a handoff. Joseph Brennan up the middle, and he's got some room. He bumbles and rumbles and stumbles for 9 yards to the 37-yard line.
We hadn't seen a lot of Cameron Bledsoe tonight, but we see Joseph Brennan to kind of help pick up the slack. And Brennan, who I've talked about, is probably is just one of the best players on the team as far as speed and power he has.
Give him 10 and a first down to the 37. So Howe's offense has got to stay with them. They're going to have to go pace to pace. Cameron Blessi in the game, along with, I believe, that is Akins, or is it Harmon? They look very similar. It's Akins, and he gets the carry going left side. And he had a seam for a moment, but it closed very quickly. Forward progress will give him maybe a half-yard loss. Second down and 11 coming up.
Trying to get around the left tackle there, around Devin Porter on that edge. And
That's the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first
Bulldogs
quarter.
0.
Commerce on top 14-0. We'll be back right after this timeout.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The First Baptist Church here in Howe, Texas would like to invite you and your family to a celebration of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Each Sunday morning at 10:30, we meet for worship at 100 East Davis Street in Howe. Prior to that, we have relevant Bible fellowships for all ages beginning at 9:15. Join us each week to declare the hope that is found only in Christ. Be ready to experience the life-changing power of the gospel. There is only one message for every generation, and that message is Jesus.
Welcome to the second quarter, where Commerce has a 14-0 lead over the Howe Bulldogs. Howe looking as though they have a little bit of life for the first time, though, on offense. Elijah Campbell will bring the play in. It'll be second down and about 11. Harmon had a great run of about 21 to set up this new first down, but a loss there by Akins of 1 sets up second down and this 11. Joseph Brennan in the backfield with Bryce Krantz in shotgun, and this will be Krantz handing off near side Mason Riggs. He runs over a defender. You talk about Mason shot out of a cannon. He did so himself, trying to go as fast as he could around the edge, got inside the 35-yard line to about the 33. Good for about 6 yards.
Riggs in that slot back position stumbled before as he was coming out of his stance there, and able to get it and still be able to get some yardage out of that on like about a 6-7 yard gain on that one, and a good hard run there by Mason Riggs.
So here come the Bulldogs on 3rd and 5. Need a big play here. Krantz in the gun, and Aiken stands to his left. A slot near side. And this will be the handoff running near side, and that's Harmon. Spins out of a tackle to the 30-yard line. Not nearly enough for a first down, but possibly enough to try it. It's 4th and 3, deep in Commerce territory at about the 30. So
why not?
At this point, yeah, why not?
You're at their 30-yard line. Your senior night, you're down 14-0. You kind of need a gamble. Take a gamble here. Why not?
It's been a while since we've said blackjack jailing, so let's do it right here. 4th and 3. Here go the Bulldogs. Krantz in the gun. He'll hand off to Joseph Brennan over the center. He's not going to have enough for the first down. Had about a yard to the 29, and that'll be it on that drive. And it turns over on down to Commerce at the 29-yard line.
Well, it was worth a try there. I thought maybe they'd try something around the edges there, try the speed of Louder or Harmon or even Akins. But an interior run by Joseph Brennan. We've seen it here before tonight. It's a good try here, but the ball comes over on down. So now the defense is going to need to step up here and see if they can figure out the quarterback, Brad Caldwell.
1st and 10, left to right goes Commerce as they come back on the field. They were huddling with the offensive coordinator over there, Gerald Baden, and the head coach, Cody Farrell. As Caldwell is in the gun. Basham to his right, 2 receivers to the top, 1 near side. Left to right, Caldwell wants to run it again. Gets a block and is going to be tackled this time by Elijah Campbell after a minimal gain of maybe 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Yeah, running to the right side, and Campbell in his outside linebacker position, able to come off his block and make that tackle for a minimal 3-yard gain. And again, it's been just the backfield of Brad Caldwell and Zay Basham.
Cody Farrell is 6-14 in his second season at Commerce. He went 6-7 a year ago. 2nd down and 8, and this will be Caldwell again, keeping it himself up the middle, maybe a yard, up to the 34-yard line.
Good job there by Dyson Dillard. Another tackle there from the middle of that defensive line position. So now you got him in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5.
Cody Farrell was the former DC defensive coordinator at Hallsville before taking the job at Commerce. Prior to Hallsville, he coached the defensive backs at Abilene Christian University. 3rd down and 7, long 6 coming up as Caldwell's in the gun next to Basham, and the Caldwell's going to keep it again. Now he wants to throw over to the left. It's caught, first down. Look out along the far side, finally brought down near midfield at the 49-yard line. A nice pass and catch, finally brought down by Akins.
Caldwell only a second, I believe, maybe only a second or third attempt to pass tonight. Nice little touch there on as he sprinted out to the left side and we get to the receiver. And some yards after the catch.
15 yards on the play, first down. We're at the 9-12 mark here in the second quarter. 1st and 10. Caldwell wants it, stands about 3 yards deep in shotgun, hands off Basham, left tackle. And he'll surge forward, move the pile about 3 or 4 yards. We'll give him 3 into Howe territory at the 47.
Making the tackle, passing Dillard.
About a 3-yard gain there, about to the 47-yard line. About the 40-yard line, about 7 or 8 yards away from them. On that far side is where probably the biggest mud pit of the field is. They're heading right towards it.
So 2nd down, and here we are again, a long 6. Basham, we haven't heard from him in a long time. Some movement, no flags. And here is Basham, just as we said that, trying to make a move on Arturo Louder. Louder grabs his right sock, and he finally gets help after he pulls that sock. It's 3rd down and about 2 coming up as Basham carries Louder with his sock to the 44-yard line, 43-yard line.
Louder got the memo from Coach Jay about tackling down the legs. He grabbed him by the shoe, by the sock, and just held on for dear life until the rest of the cavalry came and finished him off.
8-minute mark at Bulldog Stadium. 3rd down and 2 coming up for Commerce and Howe territory from their 43-yard line. Caldwell in the pistol. A little movement again, no flag, and this is Basham over right guard for a first down, and now a late flag comes in after the play. And we'll see. It wasn't a high flag. It doesn't appear to be a personal foul. It was thrown right at the line of scrimmage. And we'll check the flag, and we'll check with Caroline Slauson. We haven't talked to our Night Furniture sideline reporter in a while. What's going on down there? Oh, Caroline.
She on?
Can y'all hear me? There we go. Monty, you had said before the game started that you thought that opposing teams, visitor teams in district play, had to wear white. And I spoke with the officials, and they said that still is true, but they must have worked something out, being able to wear orange. I don't know who they is, but he said the big deal is to be able to differentiate and have the numbers visible on the jerseys. That's a big deal.
Ah, very nice. Hey, that right there is broadcast journalism. That right there.
Good reporting there, Caroline.
It's a 10-yard penalty, holding against Commerce, backing them up near midfield at the 47-yard line. As Caldwell flushed out of the pocket by Jackson Atkins. He can't get him, though. Here comes Caldwell, close to a first down. He's going to get it at about the 40-yard line. Pushed back. He's got enough for a first, but barely at the 40. Just barely.
I mean, they had him back there. Several missed tackles there by the Bulldogs. It's hard to get your footing there in that mud. But good job there by Caldwell to kind of dance around and find some extra yards. He was able to slip through for just a couple of yards past the first down marker.
Yeah, the sophomore Jackson Atkins made it through the line on his way to the quarterback. Got there, but Caldwell just danced around him a little bit and was flushed out and did what he needed to do to get a first down, and he did, and now he's in the gun. 1st and 10, left to right, some more movement. And this is Basham, and finally a flag comes down. 2 flags come down. Basham gets about 7 yards, but let's check the flags.
I saw Christopher Garrison come through kind of early. I don't know if maybe he was drawn offside or if he was trying to time the snap and maybe mistimed it.
Well, there's been the Commerce offensive line moving early for about 2 or 3 plays in a row, and they haven't called it.
Yes.
And appears our spotter, Stephen Braswell, says this one's going to be called against Commerce, and we'll check. Nope, it's against Howe. Holding against Commerce. That'll wipe them out. We'll replay the down. 1st and 10, left to right. Goes Commerce from their own 40-yard line. Nothing, no damage. Yeah, well, our spotter was right, he says. He did get one right. He was holding against Commerce.
And I called the offsides, maybe, so 1 for 1.
Jirenine checks into the game for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 in the pistol now. is Caldwell with Basham right behind him, and he'll throw the screen pass out left. Missing a tackle and now having enough room for about maybe 7 yards. I believe that was Wade Nicholson on the reception. So a second down and short coming up for Commerce as we hit the 6:21 mark here at Bulldog Stadium in quarter number 2.
Fake the handoff, then wide receiver pass to the left side there. A good job by Louder to get a hand on his legs there and able to slow him down, knock him down.
So ball at the 33-yard line, a gain of about 7. Caldwell, Basham next to him. Basham gets the carry, starts left, comes right, thrown down by Dyson Dillard and company. Stephen Waldrop there along with him, and that's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. 3rd down and 5 perhaps coming up for the Tigers.
Dyson Dillard
has been, it kind of looks like he's playing in the linebacker position.
Stephen Waldrop, number 80, went on the play.
But right there through that defensive line, time the snap and able to take him back down the backfield.
So 3rd and 5, a crucial play in this football game early on. Caldwell 4 yards back from the line of scrimmage in the gun. He's going to keep it, run it right over right guard, and he's going to be close to a first down, but I don't think he got it.
I think he's short.
I think he's short by about a yard at the 32. Needs to get to the 30, somewhere in between the 32 and the 31-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and apparently, I see a lot of changing. It may be a punt time for Commerce for the first time. And I got to think, man, I'm going for this one if I'm them.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been able to move Caldwell, and he's been able to get a lot of yardage here. I would think they would use him on 4th down.
So they're going to punt this one away, and it almost goes over the punter's head. Ramirez, who punts it to the right side, inside the right hash, and now comes almost out of bounds at about the 5-yard line, and they'll place it right there. And maybe a great decision by Commerce to go ahead and punt there as they've trapped Howe back at their own 5.
I guess maybe they're thinking field position game here, put the Bulldogs down at the 5-yard line, lean on their defense, maybe get a 3 and out. Bulldogs have to punt, and they'll get the ball back in Bulldog territory.
4:37 on the clock here in quarter number 2. Remember, Commerce is going to get the ball to start the second half, and Howe may have their own tricks up their sleeve for an onside or somewhat. There's 4:37 on the clock, and the quarterback, Bryce Krantz, is going to lead his troops 95 yards, right?
Yep, 95, yeah. We can see the hash marks on this field.
4:37. 2 receivers to either side. 1 man in the backfield, Krantz in the gun. And he's going to hand off straight up the middle, and I believe that's Blessai, who has his legs taken out from underneath him at the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain. Blessai with torn meniscus and all, limping off the field, trying to leave everything on this 83-year-old field in his final game.
He's the leading rusher on this team, probably the best running back on this team here, and that is the epitome of leaving it all on the field. He's playing his last final game ever. He's not going to be playing against Van Alstyne next week. Last game here tonight here at Bulldog Stadium.
Krantz is going to turn around and fumble the ball on the ground, and apparently Howe's going to get it as Krantz hits the ground.
It hit Krantz in the hands, and I guess I don't think he got a good handle on the ball.
Well, he's very upset. As he turns around, he's on the ground on his knees, and he punches the ground 4 or 5 times as hard as he can with his throwing hand. He fumbled the snap, and it was recovered by Joseph Brennan. We're going to take a quick timeout as the Howe Bulldogs have called one. We'll be right back right after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players.
Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
3rd down and 12 coming up for Howe as they make their way to the line of scrimmage. 3:46 on the clock here in quarter number 2. A very quiet crowd at Bulldog Stadium. Krantz going to run it. No, he's going to keep it. No, he's going to give it. And that's Harmon who gets back to about the 5-yard line. And a late flag comes down in the vicinity of Chris Garrison as there's an injured Commerce Tiger down with Chris Garrison standing right over him. There's 2 flags thrown right there. And now the officials are talking to Garrison. And now another flag comes down. Or at least maybe the first one was just thrown back over to the official. I'm not sure, but this doesn't look good for Howe.
Yeah, and I think Garrison and another Commerce defender were kind of locked up there, and he knocked the defender down. And I don't know if maybe unnecessary roughness or maybe a chop block. We'll see what it's going to be here. But Harmon got the handoff on the trap play, and looked like he had a little bit of room there. Had some wiggle in the step there and used some of his speed, but just couldn't get out of it.
The officials are still talking about it, and they're talking to Chris Garrison, and some of the players are pointing over at Commerce, and some of the Commerce players are pointing at them. There's 3:38 on the clock, quarter number 2. Commerce is up 14-0, and the officials are still talking about it. It's a block below the waist against Howe, and there's a penalty against Commerce, so offset we go, and it's going to be 4th down and punt time for Howe. On a 4th down and 9 from their own. Where is that, Justin? Is that the 6-yard line?
It's about 6-yard line. Looks like they did the chop, called the chop block money, and Commerce declined it and just said, we're going to do 4th down. Make him punt.
A high snap goes over Campbell's head out of the end zone for a safety. 16-0. Commerce in the lead. 3:34 on the clock, quarter number 2.
I've talked about the last couple of weeks here.
It's
one thing when the team beats you. It's one thing when you continue to beat yourself, and that's just a mistake there by the center that snapped it over the head there of Campbell, and to give Commerce 2 points, and now give Commerce the ball too.
Yuck. 3:34 on the clock. And now Howe's going to have to punt it and give it back to Commerce.
Yeah.
Whoa, things have changed down there, Caroline. Say?
Yes, they have, unfortunately. They have. It's pretty quiet over here, but hopefully in the half they'll go in and talk things out, and we'll come back and just score.
Well, the Bulldogs are going to need to do that. Right now down 16-0.
And it's 3:34 left in the half. This is where you need your defense really to step up here if you're going to stay in this game, because Commerce takes this ball. They're going to have good field position to start. If they're able to march down this field, not leave a lot of time for Howe, and they get the ball in the second half to start the second half.
So Callie Vick is going to kick this one away.
Callie Vick going to
on the Tech Wave
free kick.
Tech Wave free kick from the 20-yard line. She runs up to the ball. Remember, you got to be careful. It's wet and slippery, and she kicks it away to the 45-yard line on the far side of the field to the back to Wade Nicholson, I believe, who returns it to the Howe side at about the 37-yard line, 36-yard line. So Commerce again back from where just about they punted it a moment ago.
And again, I'm going to go ahead and say right now that this is probably, so far in the game, this is the most important possession of this game right now. Defensively.
Yeah, you've got to be able to hold them right here. Can't allow points on this possession. 1st down and 10, left to right goes Commerce from the Howe 36-yard line. Caldwell barking as Basham is a slot back. He moves a little bit early, but they hand off near side to a new back, and he's going to be slumped down. A nice play laterally right down the line, and that is a player who has a black jersey and a brown jersey, and the number's unable to be seen. And thankfully, our spotter says Cameron Blesseye had a nice play along the edge. And I believe on the carry that time was Nick Aaron. He was thrown for a loss of about a yard back to the 33-yard line.
Lucky he didn't get a horse collar there, kind of tackling him up high.
37-yard line. it's getting kind of hard to see the markers. And again, that left tackle has done that almost every play. They finally get him for moving a little bit too early. So they're going to back this one up as Zach Jensen, the left tackle, has been moving just a tick too early every play, and they finally get him. They'll move it back to the 41-yard line.
It's about time, and I've also seen that right tackle move a little bit over on that right side of the offensive line.
So we do have the Commerce chapter of officials, and the Commerce Tigers on the field. They say they haven't seen them play all year. We did ask. 2nd down and 15 coming up. Left to right, 2:32 on the clock. Caldwell in the gun. Wants it. Barkin gets it. Handoff. Basham. No, he keeps it over right guard. He's got a lot of room to the 30. 25. Carrying defenders to the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 19-yard line and a first down for Commerce with 2:20 on the clock.
Keeps the ball and picks up the first down to the pass.
Akins was able to go and tackle and dragged him about 5 yards.
Number 7.
Good job there by Brad Caldwell. Again, we've seen his speed and athleticism.
Parker Blunt checks into the game as Cameron Blesseye limps off. You got to feel for that young man trying to leave everything here, but at some point, you know, is it best to be out there? But he made a great play just a moment ago. Basham's going to carry it left side, trying to find the left corner. He's got a lot of room on that left corner, turns the corner, and he's got, I believe, enough to get in, or is he going to be close? He's down at about the 3-yard line on the very far side.
He has some receivers blocking for him. Tightrope that sideline. I thought he was going to get in. Again, I talked about this being the most important possession of the game so far. Under 2 minutes to go. They're inside the 5-yard line. A chance to make this 22, maybe 23-0 with not a lot of time left for the Bulldogs.
So first down and goal from the 2?
2, maybe 3. Probably 2, I think.
In the gun as always, apparently, is Caldwell. I've never been a big fan of this, in the gun down at the goal line, but he's going to run it himself around the right edge. He's in, almost walking, but finally drugged down. It's touchdown Commerce, and they go up 22-0 with 1:49 left to go in quarter number 2. Uh-oh.
This team came in 0-7 on the season. Coach Jay talked about they're probably one of the best 0-7 teams season. 0-7 teams he's seen all year, and they were definitely a team not to be ignored, and they're coming here tonight and setting the tone here against the Bulldogs.
Ramirez trying to make it 23-0 as it's 22 for the moment. Snaps on the tee, the kick is up, and the kick is good. However, there's whistles, and this one will be a false start against Commerce. We'll kick it again, and another 25-yard PAT coming up for Ramirez.
Hadn't stopped him yet. He's got a pretty good leg on him. And that's a nice weapon to have if you're you don't see a lot of good kickers at the 3A level, small school level. That's a good weapon to have there. Guy who kick long field goals.
1:49 on the clock, and Ramirez is going to try to bang through his second PAT from 25 yards. And now Howe jumps off sides, and this is going to be a free play, so they pick it up, going to throw it in the end zone, run for it, and it's going to be brought down at the 7-yard line out of bounds. But this one, there's another flag down in the back of the end zone, so we'll have to check that one as well. For the moment, it's going to be against Howe because Caden Harmon came over the line to try to block it, but he slipped and fell, and when the ball was snapped, he was over the line. So you know at least they're going to get to kick it again.
Well, as he rolled out, there was a receiver who was trying to get open. He slipped and fell, too, in the end zone.
It could be a legal man downfield, which I would imagine that would happen in this situation as linemen they lose their mind in situations like this, and they just run and try to catch a pass anytime they can. So I would imagine it would be offsetting. We'd do it again, but we'll see. They're talking about it. We have offsides against Howe, and we have
block in the back
again. So it's going to be offsetting, so we're going to get to do it again.
So the offsides against Howe, block in the back against Commerce.
So now our third 25-yard PAT attempt.
Long PAT in time, I mean.
And the kick is up, the kick is high, the kick is true.
No flags.
And good, 23-0. The Commerce Tigers lead the Howe Bulldogs here at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be right back right after this.
Looking to purchase a home? Michelle Castle and the team at Guild Mortgage Sherman are excited to announce 321 Home, our new exclusive program that gives first-time home buyers a $2,000 gift card to Home Depot and $1,500 towards closing costs. For more information, call us at 903-957-3100. That's 903-957-3100. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Company NMLS number 3274. To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
23-0 here at Bulldog Stadium. Commerce in the lead. The Exalt Realty scoring drive recap, 4 plays, 63 yards, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown by the quarterback Brad Caldwell around the right edge. 1:49 on our clock here in quarter number 2. The kickoff's going to be a deep one for the first time tonight, way over the head and into the end zone, perhaps, and I think it is, and it is, as Caden Harmon touches it about a yard into the end zone, and Howe's going to have a break and have it out somewhere around the 20. 25, actually.
Well, 1:49 left here in the first half. You try to bring your hurry-up offense here?
Or
do you just kind of just take it in?
No, I think
with the damage what it is and try to regroup.
They were so close on the halfback pass.
Yeah.
If the ball had a little bit more air to it, Thornton could have ran underneath it. If I'm thinking about something like that, and Riggs is in the backfield. Krantz is going to hand off near side, and he can't keep his feet as Caden Harmon, as he tried to make the cut with his left toe, couldn't do it, and his left toe went out from under him, and he's going to lose 3 yards.
Number 4.
Behind the line of scrimmage there.
And he got that handoff there. He tried to turn the corner, and his knee just barely touched the ground enough to touch it and call him down, and he kind of comes to the sideline just kind of upset with the field and just can't get your footing right here. And especially on this right side here, from the press box looking on the right side, it's really beat up here.
Yeah, the Commerce pregame, for whatever reason, tore up the field far more than the Howe pregame did. And here's Brennan, and he tippy-toes a little bit, trying not to fall down with the ball in his hands behind the line of scrimmage, and he does gain maybe a foot, and it'll be third down and about 11 now. Timeout has been called. We'll take 1, 2. We'll be right back right after this.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
53 seconds left to go before the half. Howe's got it third down and about 12 as Howe called the timeout. And I hope this doesn't come back to hurt the Bulldogs, as if they give it back to Commerce with a little bit of time, they could score again and get the ball back. Krantz wants to throw deep down the field, Elijah Campbell, and it's almost picked off, but a flag is down. That's great news. It'll be interference against Commerce, as they were deep in coverage with the linebacker Connor Smith, who went back with Elijah Campbell. They both went up for it, and it was Smith who almost picked it off. He had great position, but he dropped it, And we hope that this is on Commerce and not Howe.
I've been saying this all night long about throwing a long pass on 3rd and long, to give you a chance. And if it gets intercepted, it'll be first down, or it'll be like a punt. And the pass interference is against Commerce. I wouldn't have done it here because an incomplete pass, it would have stopped the clock for Commerce.
It is an interference against the Commerce Tigers. 45 seconds on the clock and a fresh set of downs for Howe.
And I guess that's why they called the timeout, was to set up a pass play here for Campbell downfield, and it paid off. And Commerce kind of bailed him out, though, on the pass interference.
Waldrop splits out wide to the right. Campbell in a complete mud uniform to the near side. Krantz in the gun. And Riggs went in motion, but flags were thrown before this one could get underway. A timeout was called, I believe, by Commerce. We'll take another quick one. We'll be right back right after this.
If you're looking for a welding company that will always meet your expectations, we are just the team you need. Robertson Welding Service can do industrial, commercial, or domestic. Robertson Welding Service guarantees the quality and satisfaction of your project at a fair price. We provide precision, custom, and repair service in all steels. We even weld aluminum and stainless. You can be comfortable that Robertson Welding Service is the right company for your project. We can be found on Facebook, or you can call us at 903-328-6588. That's 903-328-6588.
Little gamemanship going on right there from across the field. Cody Farrell, the head coach of Commerce, and Bill Jailing, the head coach of Howe. It's fun to see the back and forth gamemanship going across the field, because Mason Riggs, you could almost tell he was about to throw that football, and Cody Farrell saw what was about to happen and called the timeout.
Is that a little strategery there?
Strategery.
Little chess match there between the two coaches.
First down and 10. But more importantly for the Bulldogs, there's 45 seconds on the clock before the half. Howe has it at their own 43-yard line.
They've got one timeout in their back pocket.
And they come to the line of scrimmage. Riggs now switched sides, and he's on the far slot. As Krantz is in the gun, he hands off to Riggs, coming near side. He's trying to find the near corner and is bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line, a gain of about 3. And Riggs trying, if he could have got that corner, he could have gone a long way, but he was cut off by none other than the quarterback, who's playing safety, Brad Caldwell.
But heads-up play by him. He was trying to get around that corner, realized he couldn't do it, got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And he stopped it with 40. So it took 5 seconds, and he got about 3 yards. Not bad. We'll trade that for the moment. Now hit a big one.
Halfback pass, maybe?
Krantz walking to the line of scrimmage, or line of the huddle, rather, and sends Waldrop out wide right. And Riggs is on the sidelines. Akins and Blessai in the backfield. And this will be Akins running it up near side and up the middle, and he's got a first down across midfield to the 49. They'll stop the clocks to move the chains at 36 seconds.
Guess they were expecting the pass there, and Akins able to find a hole there in the middle, a big hole open up there, and Akins uses some of that speed, gets across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
11 yards, and the clock winds. 31-30. Howe taking their time. They're coming to the line of scrimmage now. Elijah Campbell near side. Waldrop split out wide right. Arturo Lauder in the slot. Riggs in the backfield. They're going to hand off to Joseph Brennan up the middle, and he's going to fight forward, surge forward, trying to break out. Can't do it. Clock rolling at the 47-yard line with 12 seconds, and a timeout's been called by Howe. We'll keep it right here.
Tough run there by Joseph Brennan. Didn't want to go down there, and he kind of probably should have gone down maybe a few seconds earlier. He wasn't going to get much, but that ended up taking about 2 or 3 seconds off the clock. Now it's going to be second down and 8.
Yeah, the ball's at the 46. You got to get just inside the 40 to about the 39. And Howe's trailing or moving towards that north end zone from our right to left here at the old stadium. And Blesside's going to come out of the game. Riggs is going to be in. The one you got to look for is J.D. Thornton. Is he sneaking around somewhere? And I don't see him. And it's Campbell who is covered in mud.
You talk about the officials saying they need to differentiate, be able to see the numbers. It's hard to see the numbers right now with this mud on both teams.
So Howe on second down and 8 is going to huddle up. And now come to the line of scrimmage. Campbell comes near side, along with Akins, who's going to be off the line of scrimmage, and next to him inside. Split out wide is Waldrop on the very top with Caden Harmon. Krantz wants to throw. Screen pass near side. Elijah Campbell looking for a block. Gets a block. He's got the 35. He's got the 30. Inside to the 29-yard line. 4 seconds on the clock. And Howe does not have a timeout, I believe. They're trying to get to where they can snap the ball and spike it real quick. Getting up to the line of scrimmage. The clock is at 4. It hasn't started yet. And they're going to try to throw it. And now Elijah Campbell makes the catch near side. He could spin out of a tackle to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and down at the 2-yard line. The clock has expired. Oh, man, just 2 yards away.
Oh, man, he had, when he got the pass, I thought, oh, he's going to be dead. He's going to be dead right there. And he just kind of sidestepping tacklers.
It was a great thought. Instead of spiking the ball, he went ahead and threw the pass. It's kind of like back in you've seen the film of or Dan Marino when you fake the spike and throw it in the end zone for a touchdown. It played somewhat similar to that. As you knew he didn't try to spike it, he just threw it out, which surprised Commerce a little bit, and ran it all the way to the 2-yard line, and man, just short. Short.
Yeah, he had it. Like I said, I thought he was going to get tackled there right after he caught the ball, and he just kind of kept going, and just a couple of yards short. So,
Well, we're going to take a quick timeout. Caroline is on her way up here for the halftime show. It is 23-0. Commerce in the lead. We just started half. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The First Baptist Church here in Howe, Texas would like to invite you and your family to a celebration of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Each Sunday morning at 10:30, we meet for worship at 100 East Davis Street in Howe. Prior to that, we have relevant Bible fellowships for all ages beginning at 9:15. Join us each week to declare the hope that is found only in Christ. Be ready to experience the life-changing power of the gospel. There is only one message for every generation, and that message is Jesus.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players.
Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Looking to purchase a home? Michelle Castle and the team at Guild Mortgage Sherman are excited to announce 321 Home, our new exclusive program that gives first-time homebuyers a $2,000 gift card to Home Depot and $1,500 towards closing costs. For more information, call us at 903-957-3100. That's 903-957-3100. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Company NMLS number 3274.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs halftime show. Now let's join Justin White and Caroline Slauson.
Hello. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. We got to learn how to work this game. We've had all season.
Yeah, about the 9th game, we'll figure it out.
We have had all season. Maybe that bye week we'll get it right. Well, good evening, Justin. This is Caroline, and Justin here at Bulldog Stadium. Halftime, 23-0. Our score is our score at halftime. Like percentage, 1 to 100%. What percentage do you think the field is playing as a factor in this game?
I think it's playing probably about 70-80% of the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you can't. Monty said one point where Brennan got the ball there and was like tiptoeing there because you didn't want to slip, and that's about what it is. Like, I mean, you got a closer vantage point than I do, but from up here you can tell everybody's being just a little bit careful when they try to run or when they try to turn corners. The footing is just really, really bad out there. Coach Jay talked about the soft field has kind of played a factor with injuries. Like with we got some meniscus tears on the team. J.C. Helpenstell, Cameron Blesseye, Dyson Dillard. That's played a factor here over the last few weeks. It's playing a factor here tonight.
I've like I said, I've said this before. I'm no expert. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why why real grass is better than turf. But I have to imagine that it's games like this. You're like, oh yeah, maybe turf is good. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, is it when you get out there? Is the ground soft? Is it pretty soft? Yeah. Even when it doesn't look muddy. Like, well, it looks muddy all. But at the beginning of the game, there was a part of the field that did not look muddy.
Yeah.
No,
but
it was.
But it was still soft.
Was.
Yeah. Okay.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's from the press box here, from about the goal line to about the opposing 40-yard line. It's pretty much just mud and dirt.
Mm-hmm. It's like maybe like a pig pen. That would be,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's a good example. Even the sidelines here is really.
That's really what it is.
Are really it's just completely mud. But yeah, I think that's playing a big factor here, and it may be playing a big factor to Commerce. As far as throwing the ball, they're having to keep the ball on the ground. I don't know how much they throw the ball to begin with, and they haven't really had to with Brad Caldwell running the ball, their quarterback. But it may. I'm curious how it affects their offensive game plan with passing the ball.
I don't know. I really don't know how they can even run and stay on. Me and Ricky Egg were talking about that just a minute ago. I don't know how they can do it. I really don't.
Well, and the good thing is this is the last game of the season here.
Yeah.
So it's probably
has a whole year to recover.
Yeah, has a whole year. And it's got what did Monty say? It's 83 years old. So I'm going to ask Monty when he comes back if this is the worst the field has ever been.
What if it is? That would be something. If it is.
The official said it was pretty. That's the worst field they've had.
Yeah, so that is the worst field they have seen this year. They said they have been on turf, for several games, but yeah, this is the worst one.
Well, as far as the game's been played, it's 23-0. Commerce leads this game. Brad Caldwell has been pretty much he's kind of the MVP of that Commerce team, the Commerce backfield there at quarterback. He's done a lot of run the ball. He's been able to hand off there to Basham, let him do some of the work. But it's been pretty much Caldwell. They've had a hard time trying to tackle him. He's probably 6 foot 6'1", 180 pounds, just a tall, slender kid. He's able to just kind of slip out of tackles. Mm-hmm. And the Bulldogs, it all started, really just right from the beginning when that opening kickoff. Bulldogs were expecting to receive that, take some time off the clock, see if they can drive down the field, and they kick a pooch kick and recover it, and a perfect start for Commerce.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than just the conditions, what other things do you think are affecting the Bulldogs here?
I think with Krantz. Well, I don't know. I wondered how it was going to affect them with him not being under center, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. They tried some get some players in motion, some pitch outs to the outside, and I think that's something I would like to see a little bit more is some pitch outs to the outside. Even the trap plays that they're running from the slot back position with Harmon and Akins, using some of their speed. Those guys are little guys, but they can scoot and get them in open field, get them the ball. And let them see if they can use some of their speed to get around the edges. And
this last play of the half was so we were
wow.
I was walking across, which the band has, since they're not going out on the field, they're all right there. So I didn't really even with the mud, doing the jerseys. I really didn't get to see who it even was. But man, we were excited.
And I want to touch back to things they need to do in the second half defensively. They're going to need to do a better job of tackling, especially again we talk about Caldwell. there have been times where they've had him pretty much dead to right in the backfield, and he's able to slip out of tackles and get yardage, even first downs. One of those drives, it was like there were several third downs that they were able to convert by him just running the ball and just breaking some tackles. So I think being able to zero in on him, maybe make him pass the ball.
Yeah.
Don't let him just sit back there and just run these keepers and keep the ball. Try to get the ball out of his hands.
I can tell you that there were no air Sigleski's going on at the end of the half when they took 3 attempts to kick that field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe Coach Sigleski was out on the field as the plays were going. He was yelling at a couple of guys, and I bet he's pretty fired up in the locker room right now.
Yeah.
I bet.
Both sides of the ball are going to have to got their work cut out for them. I mean, you give it 23 points in the first half. I know Coach Zaleski will be after his defense, and then I know Coach McCormick's going to have to come up with some adjustments, some more wrinkles. We got to see the halfback pass there that almost worked.
Yeah, right. No.
And so we'll see what kind of wrinkles they have to what adjustments they'll need to make here in the second half. Both sides of the ball are going to need to do something here if they're going to come back from this game.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. Come back with some scores around the area.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
If you're looking for a welding company that will always meet your expectations, we are just the team you need. Robertson Welding Service can do industrial, commercial, or domestic. Robertson Welding Service guarantees the quality and satisfaction of your project at a fair price. We provide precision, custom, and repair service in all steels. We even weld aluminum and stainless. You can be comfortable that Robertson Welding Service is the right company for your project. We can be found on Facebook, or you can call us at 903-328-6588. That's 903-328-6588.
Monty, that was Damius Karowski on the tackle. Hey, this is Michael Mosier. I may not be up in that luxury outdoor suite on top of the press box, but hey, I'm still supporting the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be a part of the Howe Athletic Booster Club, where it's only $25 to become a member. I may have retired from pronouncing those difficult names on Friday nights, but I can say go Dogs without batting an eye. Become a black and white, towel-waving Bulldog fan by signing up at each home game behind the home bleachers, and remember, Aljundo Dakenstater on the stop.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Hey Bulldogs, great news. I'm your hometown realtor, and I'm also a Bulldog. Hello, I'm Kevin Sarles, and I'm with Exalt Realty. I wanted to tell you about the new 321 program for our new home buyers or those who haven't owned a home in 3 years. A $1,500 grant is tied to the program, and a $2,000 gift card at a local major retailer is available. This promotion is for a limited time, and qualifications do apply. Call me anytime, 903-821-4163.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs halftime show. Now let's join Justin White and Caroline Slauson.
I have to apologize for that sweet Caroline drop in the commercials. I did not mean to hit that button, I promise.
It's all good.
Caroline and Justin White here at halftime Bulldog Stadium, 23-2-0 here at halftime.
Commerce leading.
Commerce leading, yes, Commerce leading, just in case you're tuning in just now. Looking at some scores around the district, of course, playing Commerce tonight. Pottsboro playing Rains in Pottsboro, in Rains 14-10 at halftime for that game. Lone Oak and Bonham which we were talking pretty interesting score. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. 35-30. Bonham on top of Lone Oak at home in that one.
That's kind of surprising. Lone Oak is hanging with Bonham.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. And that's it for the district. Is that right?
Yep. That's it. Those are the only ones there. And the district standings right now, Van Alstyne leads the district with a 4-0 record. Bonham in second place at 3-0, and Lone Oak at 2-1. So the game between Bonham and Lone Oak, Bonham's in second place, but if Lone Oak was to win that would put them at second place. There in Bonham. So that's an important game for both those teams. So Bonham at 3-0, Lone Oak at 2-1, and Pottsboro at 2-2. Raines is at 1-2 in district, and then Commerce and Howe are both winless in district. Some games around the area, some of the bigger schools too. Plano East leading McKinney High, that's 27-21. That's in the third quarter. Prosper up big on Plano West, 48-0. Argyle up big at the half on Melissa, 34-7. 28-0. Salina leads Anna. Valley View leads Trenton 34-0. Bell's trailing Blue Ridge 14-0. That's at the half. And Callisburg trailing Holiday 21-0. That's also at the half. And Iowa Park 42, Aubrey 14. So those are some games just around here, around a few miles around this way. About 13 minutes left here in the halftime show. Howe Bulldog Band getting ready to perform. 23-0 Commerce leads Howe. We'll take a break.
Assistant drum major.
Monty, that was Damius Karowski on the tackle. Hey, this is Michael Mosier. I may not be up in that luxury outdoor suite on top of the press box, but hey, I'm still supporting the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be a part of the Howe Athletic Booster Club, where it's only $25 to become a member. I may have retired from pronouncing those difficult names on Friday nights, but I can say go Dogs without batting an eye. Become a black and white, towel-waving Bulldog fan by signing up at each home game, behind the home bleachers, and remember, Aljundo Dakenstater on the stop.
Hey, welcome back to halftime. We're going to let you listen to the Pride of Howe marching band, the seniors, for their final time here at Bulldog Stadium. They're not going to get on the field. They're going to be right in front of us, right in front of our crowd mic, so it ought to be pretty loud. But we'll try to trim it for you to make sure it doesn't blow you away. But the Pride of Howe coming out right now.
Show Child's Play. Drum major up in the stands. Is your band ready?
She's up here right next to us. Kendall Ketching, the drum major, about 3 rows from the top here in the middle of the stands. For an interesting scene. We'll cut our mics and let you listen.
Looking to purchase a home? Michelle Castle and the team at Guild Mortgage Sherman are excited to announce 321 Home, our new exclusive program that gives first-time home buyers a $2,000 gift card to Home Depot and $1,500 towards closing costs. For more information, call us at 903-957-3100. That's 903-957-3100. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Company NMLS number 3274. To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
Welcome back. We're going to recap the first half for you as the cheerleaders are doing their thing. The Howe Bulldogs lost the toss, but Commerce deferred. They were going to go ahead and try some trickery, and they did. They pooch kicked it, and a little bit short where Elijah Campbell had to run, sprint to it, dive for it to try to make the catch. It looked like it hit off his number 10 on the front of his jersey and fell forward a little bit where Commerce was able to pick it up. And they started the football game with the ball at the Howe 44-yard line. And one play later, it was the running back Basham who carried it from 32 yards for the game's initial score. And Commerce took a two-play 44-yard drive to start the football game and led 7-0 with 11:28 left to go in the quarter number one. Howe's first possession officially started at their own 41-yard line, only went 4 plays and ended in a punt, where Commerce took it at their own 42-yard line and drove 8 plays and all the way down to the 17-yard line of Howe, but turned it over on downs, and Howe took over and then went backwards on penalties and ended up having the punt. Commerce took it, and it was a 73-yard touchdown by the quarterback, Caldwell, on a sprint around the right edge. And that capped off a 4-play, 81-yard drive for Commerce. Gave them a 14-0 lead with a $1:07 left to go in quarter number one. Howe's next possession was another turnover on downs from their own 32-yard line up to the 30. And Commerce started with 10:38 in the second at their own 29-yard line, drove 10 plays and had to punt to Howe to trap them at their own 5-yard line. That drive ended in a punt try, a snap right over the head of Elijah Campbell out of the end zone for a safety, and Commerce led 16-0 at the 3:34 mark in quarter number two. Commerce with 3:28 on the clock started at their own 36-yard line and drove it down, or the Howe 36-yard line, drove it to the 3 where Caldwell rushed it in again for his second touchdown of the night. Howe tried to score right before the half, was unable to do so, and ran out the clock. And here is Commerce to start the second half with the ball. And we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. If someone could grab the light. Yeah, thank you, Caroline Slauson, our night furniture press box reporter.
And Monty, is it me or it's got a little darker here on the right side? Look like a set of lights have gone out on that far visitor side, or is that just me?
Well, I think you're right. There are a bank of lights in the middle that are out. I hope they are. Well, we've been here one night where they all went out.
Oh, really?
But we have a full moon, it appears. If it's not full, it's almost full over the eastern horizon, just over the trees of the railroad tracks. It's beautiful. And it's kind of over there in that northeast end zone, corner of that end zone. Yeah, there is a little bit of bank of lights out, which appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 5,
12 lights are out.
Of course, it's still lighter than it was last week at Lono.
Oh, without question. But that side of the field is darker because of mud. And the lights don't need to go out. Here's Callie Vick with a squib kick on the Tech Wave kickoff, going to be picked up at the 40-yard line and running into his own defenders and spinning out of a tackle and finally brought down by Sean Lukash at the 35-yard line is the ball carrier, which I believe is going to be Jackson Gossett
tackled by number
on the return.
Sean Lukash.
Two Bulldog players, see who they were as they were pursuing the returnman. Both slipped and fell down almost simultaneously, fell down on their backside. So.
Ball at the 35-yard line of Commerce, up 23-0. We enter quarter number 3, and moving left to right are the Tigers. In the pistol is Caldwell. 2 receivers up top with a slot, 1 at the bottom. They look over to the offensive coordinator, which is Jerome Baden. And now it appears that possibly a timeout.
That or a delay of game.
A timeout has been called before a play is run in the second half. Are you kidding me?
Well, you can afford to do that when you're up 23-0, I guess.
I guess so.
But still, that is kind of sloppy to come right out of the gate and you
play. What did you talk about at the half?
Really, no kidding.
I mean, surely you talked about the first play you're going to run of the second half, right? You get the ball. It's not like you're not getting the ball. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go outside and stretch, and then, I don't know, we'll listen to the band a little bit.
Maybe play a second half of football or something.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, hey, what's the play going to be? All right, well, I don't know. Let's call a timeout. Let's talk about it. Either that or Stephen Braswell points out that, hey, Howe may have done something to make them adjust. And we'll go with that because that sounds a whole lot better.
Caldwell saw something he didn't like and decided to go ahead and call a timeout.
So it's quarter number 3, not 13. Sorry about that on your scoreboard. We are just underway, 11:53 on the clock. We're awaiting the officials. And now we're going to go. 1st and 10, left to right, Commerce. Now Caldwell goes in the gun. And Basham stands to the left of him, and Caldwell's going to keep it, trying to find the left edge. Has 6, has 7, has 10, has 15 out of bounds. About 13 yards officially before he ran out of bounds right at midfield. A nice run around the left edge, and another chain move for the Commerce Tigers as they've been doing that all night.
Again, nothing complicated there by the Tigers. Yeah, Caldwell got the snap and his quarterback keeper all the way around the left side. Used a couple of receivers out there to block for him.
So 15 on the carry. Same formation, 2 receivers at the bottom. Man goes in motion from left to right. Caldwell's going to keep it right up the middle. Gets a good block. He's got 7. He's got 8, 9. Maybe close to a first down. I think just a step inside of it at the 41-yard line. And an injured Commerce Tiger is down about the line of scrimmage. And it appears that that's the offensive lineman, the left guard, Anthony Cork. And that's a big offensive lineman. He's a junior, and he carries a load. Matter of fact, he was mentioned in the Dave Campbell's pregame or magazine before the season as a player to watch. 6 foot, 265 pounds, and he is still on the turf.
You know, I don't know if you noticed this, Monty, but if you look up and down this Commerce roster, there's a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors. on this Commerce team.
Well, they start 4 sophomores on offense and 6 sophomores on defense. As you're right, they're going to be pretty good in 2019, and you kind of hope that we can avoid them in 2020 in that district. You also want to avoid Rains. You want to avoid Bonham,
Pottsboro,
Van Alstyne. Yeah, I mean, some of those, you have to talk about programs, and Pottsboro, they've had their head coach in place since 2006. We're talking about 12 years. Van Alstyne's had their head coach in place since 2009. We're going on 10 years. Those are systems.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference in a football program and a football system. And it's not like it can't happen. Eddie Gill in Whitesboro has been there since 2006. We're talking about 12 years. And, when you get to that point, all of a sudden those programs, they're good all the time. They're not just good for 3 years or so because the system is in place, and it's been in place. And they have spotted and identified quarterbacks and receivers and running backs in youth leagues, and they put them in that system, and they come all the way up, and that's how those programs work and have been successful.
Yeah, just build the team internally, inside the town, not only at junior high, but at the 3rd and 4th graders start pointing out who the good receivers, who the quarterbacks are, and get them into the system to develop the same type of offense that you're going to run when you go into junior high and high school.
Well, we really feel for the left guard, Anthony Cork, as he's being carried off the field by coaches as he's putting 0 weight. We don't mean carried, but helped off. He's putting no weight on his right foot. Ricky Yates helping him over there. 2nd down and 1 as Caldwell goes in the gun. We're back to action. 11:28 on the clock, 3rd quarter. Caldwell wants it. High snap, brings it down, running right. Around right tackle, met at the line of scrimmage by Spencer Akins, who drives him back. That's actually Riggs who pops him. He's going to get enough for the first with forward progress, however, to the Howe 39-yard line.
Good job there by Riggs. He didn't over-pursue. He was in that linebacker position, saw him coming around that right side, kind of waited for him, and when he was able to see him within a reasonable distance, able to come there and make the tackle and drive him back.
So a new set of downs for Commerce, left to right, 1st and 10 at the Howe 39-yard line. 11:04 ticks remaining in quarter number 3. We have a full moon over the eastern horizon in the north end zone. And Caldwell will be 4 yards back behind the center in shotgun formation. He's going to hand off over left tackle from one side to the other is Basham, and he'll get a yard before he's driven backwards. And a nice play up front by the Howe defense.
It's been mostly Caldwell here, but giving the ball to Basham, see if he can get something. A good job by the Bulldog defense to kind of hold him to a minimal gain and gain tackle him there about the 39-yard line, 38-yard line.
We've been calling Basham. It's really hard to see the numbers because it may not actually be. It could be Aaron getting the carries there, and I believe on that time it was Aaron on the carry.
Yeah, number 9, Nick Aaron, you're right.
So Basham now is to the left of Caldwell on 2nd down and 9. 2 receivers near side, 1 up at the top, and Caldwell's going to run it again over left tackle and carrying a couple of defenders for about maybe 4, maybe 5 inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Riggs making the tackle there, and I even thought I saw maybe Devin Porter somewhere in the midst there. We didn't get called Porter a lot tonight.
Yeah, Porter was hanging on for dear life and had help. 3rd down and 4 coming up. Big play for the Bulldog defense right here. Need to hold. Caldwell in the gun, barking for it. A little movement early. No flag. Ball's on the turf, and Howe has it at the 35-yard line. Parker Blunt comes up with it. And we talked to Mama and Daddy on senior night a moment ago before the game. And it's very emotional, not for the kids as much as maybe it is for the parents, as they were really having a hard time with this being the last night. Well, Kiddo did good right there.
Yeah, picked up a fumble here, and you have Caldwell had the ball there. I think there was some miscommunication between Caldwell and Basham on who was supposed to keep it, and ball just fell down on the turf, and Blunt was able to recover.
9:31 on the clock, flag down, and it's Blessai, I believe, on the carry, on the 1st down carry for a yard up to the 37-yard line. Let's check the flag.
looks like that maybe it's going to be offsides against the Tigers.
And it is. Let's check down with Caroline Slauson for the first time of the second half. Caroline, what's going on down there? How's your shoes?
Hey, my shoes aren't too bad, actually. I'm staying on the track for the most
you're staying
part.
on the track, aren't you?
Yeah. Staying on the track. Being smart about it. Things are looking up here, actually. I know the guy, we talked about at halftime how the coaches were a little upset with defense, but defense has been doing great so far. I know they're happy with it.
Well, good. A better mood down there. That's always good. 1st and 5 after the walk-off. Actually, 1st and 6 from the 40. Krantz is going to keep it. He looked like he was wanting to hand off to somebody, and it was a busted play that went for a yard as Krantz turned around to hand it. No one was there, so he turned up, did the smart thing, got a yard.
Made something out of nothing there, and I think like a miscommunication. A play ago, I saw Cameron Blessai come off the field. I don't know if he's back out there now, but he was just kind of limping to the sidelines. You could tell that meniscus is really kind of eating at him.
Stephen Waldron, the junior, will split out wide right. Elijah Campbell here at the bottom. Howe moving right to left. Krantz in the gun, a bad snap. Somehow he digs it out, hands off to Harmon, one side to the other, and he's going to be tracked down in his shoes at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss back to the... They'll straddle the 40-yard line. Instead of it touching the other side, it'll touch the other. So officially no gain on the play. And we'll do it again. 3rd down coming up.
So 3rd down here. It looks like, do we have a penalty?
At the 40-yard line.
I didn't see a flag either, but they're moving the ball forward for the Bulldogs.
Maybe they've thrown so many flags that the yellow is now brown.
Yeah.
Kind of happened a week ago.
5-yard penalty marked off.
It was a 5-yard penalty either way, and that's a first down for the Bulldogs. So
first down.
I was about to say, you got to figure out how you're going to get this 3rd down conversion, but a penalty helps them out, get them a fresh set of downs.
Riggs into the game at the running back position to the left side of Krantz. A high snap, Riggs gets it. He's going to carry around the right edge, and he gets a yard perhaps to the 46.
Mason Riggs, number 24.
Also, Wyndon back there with him in the backfield.
Riggs, who rushed over for over 100 yards last week, just really hasn't been able to get going here tonight.
On the season, he just about doubled everything a week ago from his season totals. Now at 204 yards and 33 carries coming into the game. I believe prior to last week's game had 16 carries for 95. So that's how good his week was a week ago against Lone Oak. 2nd down and 8. Krantz fakes the toss, hands off inside to Harmon, who struggles inside and almost breaks it out for a moment, gets across the 50 to the 49 in Commerce territory before being thrown backwards and wrestled back, but they'll straddle it at the 50. He had an opportunity on a dry turf to go a very long way, but not in this.
Yeah, I like that play call. They faked the pitch out, handed it to Harmon. He had a hole. Yeah, on dry turf, he would have probably had a lot more yardage on that. But that's a play I wouldn't mind sticking in your back pocket, maybe bring it back out later.
He also ran into the back of Jackson Atkins, the sophomore left guard, and that stopped him just a little bit short. 3rd down and 4.5 coming up for Howe. Krantz will go under center. He'll toss. No, he'll give it to Arturo Louder, who has a lot of speed and a lot of room around the right edge. He has a 1st down and more to the
number 11
at the 35-yard line.
I like that. They're doing some misdirection, or they're faking the handoff and then letting running back get the ball on the outside there, use some of their speed. So some different misdirection, different wrinkles here by the Bulldogs.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Krantz go under center tonight here on this drive, and for the first time tonight really had a lot of success running the football. So now he'll drop back in the gun on 1st and 10. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far. High snap, brings it down, hands off straight up the middle, and breaking out to the right side is Blessai. He looks like the Blessai of old for a 1st down and more for about 13 yards.
Cameron Blessai leaving it all out on the field, as I said there. What torn meniscus? He comes out there, looks like the Blessai of old. Good job there by him.
They'll give him the 19-yard line, so 16 yards for Blessai. 1st and 10, knocking on the door in that north end zone. Right to left, 6:05 on the clock, quarter number 3. Howe trailing 23-0, and Krantz is going to go under center. Wyndham in the backfield. They fake it. They toss it, hand it off near side, and that's going to be Louder, I think, who is banged down after maybe 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. 2nd down and 6. They'll give him 4.
And this end of the field is not as beat up as the other end.
Correct.
So maybe the footing's a little bit better over on down here.
Louder checks out of the game as the ball spotted somewhere around the 16-yard line. So 3 yards for Louder. And you're right. This is the right side of the field to be on for the Bulldogs right now. 2 stand-up slots and 2 wides. 1 man in the backfield along with Krantz, who draws Commerce off sides, or did Howe jump? I know the both of the ends for Commerce went a little early, but let's see if they were drawn.
Before the snap.
No, they came early.
Penalty is against the Tigers.
So 2nd down and 7 now turns into 2nd down and 2. And the 16-yard line now turns into the 11. So Howe's got a good chance here to put some points on the board, and boy, do they need them. Down 23-0 with 5:14 remaining in quarter number 3. Ball at the 11. 2nd down and 2 coming up. First things first, get the first down. Shotgun formation for Krantz. And he gets the snap, wants to throw. In the end zone, it's going to be incomplete. Looking for Campbell near side, but a flag down at the line of scrimmage. And I think Tigers may have jumped again. And we'll see, did they draw him off sides? And it is against the Tigers again.
Yeah, that was a free play. Drew him off sides, and Krantz tried to hit a slant across the middle there. But, yeah, good job there. Awareness by Krantz to try to get the free play.
So we said first things first, pick up the first down. They just did via the penalty. Ball now at the 6. Howe with a great shot. Let's do it right here. Punch it in. 1st and goal from the 6. 4:59 on the clock. Waldrop goes split out wide right. And Krantz is in the gun. He's going to hand off up the middle, straight through. I believe that's Blesseye. At about the 5. They'll stop him for about a yard as Riggs goes back in and Wyndham comes back in.
Yeah, Blesseye just a draw at the middle there, and I like that. Maybe try to get him the touchdown.
9th play of the drive coming up for the Bulldogs. With 4:37 and rolling in quarter number 3, and a full moon right over the Howe Bulldogs in that northeast end zone. They want to talk about it in the huddle. Ball spotted at the 5. Wyndham goes split out wide right. Elijah Campbell at the bottom. Riggs is in the up slot formation. Wyndham, the back, stands right next to Krantz. And they're going to hand it off on the misdirection from one side to the other, and Arturo Louder is stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
Had a lot of players moving there, a lot of different options there, and hand it off to Louder. A good job by the Tiger defense to sniff it out. And the Bulldogs now find themselves in 3rd and 5. 3rd and goal from the 5.
It's kind of like a shotgun cross buck,
yeah,
if you will, going back to the 80s. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com.
3rd and goal coming up from the 5. Caroline Slauson are the Bulldogs down there anticipating points on their Night Furniture sideline report.
Yes, we are. We're pumping the Bulldog spirit up down here. I was going to tell you guys that before half, I tried to catch Cameron Blesseye to see how he was feeling. Didn't catch him, but I did talk to trainer Rick Yake. He said he's hurting, but he's tough. And honestly, the torn meniscus doesn't seem to be slowing him down.
Well, he is obviously in pain a little bit, as it's Joseph Brennan standing to the left of Krantz. And I can't tell who's in the slot to the right because it's so muddy, but I believe that might be Blesseye.
I believe it is.
And 2 slots to the right. And this will be a handoff to Joseph Brennan, who will run over right tackle, and he will not get in. Maybe a couple of yards to the, maybe to the 4. They'll give him 1 to the 4.
Brennan tried to run over the defender and just couldn't do it. Good open field tackle over there by Commerce. I didn't see who it was that made the tackle.
4th and goal.
But now you're bringing up 4th down.
From the Tiger 3-yard line.
So they'll spot it at the 3 or the 4. I think that's closer to the 4.
I think it is too.
So 4th and goal from the 4. Howe trying to get on the board. Go Dogs go, say the cheerleaders on the near side. Krantz in the gun. He gets it. He hands off on the reverse to Austin Louder. From the left to the right, a seam. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. 3:11 on the clock, and the Bulldogs punch it in for the first time tonight here in the third quarter. Arturo Louder on the end-around reverse from left to right for 4 yards.
Good job there about Louder. Got it around the edge. Got some blocking on the right side. I believe that may have been Elijah Campbell. I'm not sure, but who the receiver was out there. Good blocking on him on the outside, and Louder was able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, that was Stephen Waldrop out there.
Okay, yes. Waldrop with a good block on the outside.
So Howe going for 2. Not going to mess with the PAT. They need points here. Krantz, handoff. Riggs, near side, hit at the 3, fighting to the 2, pushing to the 1, push back to the 2, push back to the 3, and that's it. No points for Howe. 23-6, 3:11 on the clock here in quarter number 3. We'll be back right after this timeout.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The First Baptist Church here in Howe, Texas would like to invite you and your family to a celebration of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Each Sunday morning at 10:30, we meet for worship at 100 East Davis Street in Howe. Prior to that, we have relevant Bible fellowships for all ages beginning at 9:15. Join us each week to declare the hope that is found only in Christ. Be ready to experience the life-changing power of the gospel. There is only one message for every generation, and that message is Jesus.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's 23-6 now. Howe trailing to Commerce. 3:11 left to go in quarter number 3. The Exalt Realty scoring drive recap 11. A very impressive 11-play drive for 60 yards. And it took 6 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock, capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run by Arturo Louder on the end-around reverse from shotgun formation. And Howe's on the board as we approach the Tech Wave kickoff by Callie Vick. Again, Vick, the first female kicker ever, first female football player ever for the Howe Bulldogs. She raises her hand, and the Tech Wave kickoff is a pooch kick to the right side. Going to bounce and bounce off the Tiger. And for some reason, they ruled it dead. Is there a reason that they ruled that ball dead? Maybe when he picked it up, his knee hit, but I didn't see it that way. Apparently they did.
I did not see the knee go down either, but I guess they did. He picked it up, and I just bent over and picked it up and tried to return it, but apparently the officials saw different.
So the Commerce Tigers will start at their own 32-yard line with 3:08 on the clock here in the third. And be moving left to right. One man in the backfield along with Caldwell, and I believe that is Basham. And it's 1st and 10. Caldwell wants it. He gets it in the pistol, handoff Basham over right guard. And he's going to gain 3 near the 35-yard line, maybe 4 up to the 36.
Interior handoff there to Basham. And what you really need from the Bulldog defense right now is a really rather quick 3 and out. Even if they don't score, you don't need a methodical drive. You don't want to give up a methodical drive right now, even if they were not to score, because time is going to be your enemy at this point now.
How about a fumble and a rumble
by Devin Porter again?
By Devin Porter.
Yeah. Second week in a row.
Second down and 5, or maybe Parker Blunt. And here's a spin out of a tackle, and now a great job by the defense to corral Basham at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up from the 36.
Now, that's the defense we've been used to seeing here the last couple of weeks, kind of that swarm tackling there. And so now put him in a 3rd and long situation.
I was going to say, we mentioned Parker Blunt maybe picking it up running back. That might take too much time off the clock. I'm kidding, Parker. I'm kidding. 3rd down and 6, left to right, shotgun formation. 2 receivers near side and a slot. And Caldwell's going to keep it straight up the middle, maybe over left tackle. He's fast and he's gone. 40, 30, 20. Kiss him goodbye. Another long touchdown for Caldwell. This one 64 yards. He's had a 73-yarder and now a 64-yard touchdown.
The Bulldogs were bringing extra defenders. I think they knew Caldwell was coming, and the offensive line was able to develop a hole there for Caldwell to go through, and he was off to the races. Got to the 2nd level, and there was pretty much nobody there.
PAT by Ramirez is being lined up as he squats down, and looks like he karate chops the tee, trying to line it up. He'll take 3 steps back, 2 steps over. And the normal PAT, not of 25 yards, is good. It's up, and yep, it's good. 30-6. The Howe Bulldogs are trailing in the final Bulldog Stadium game of 2018. We'll be back right after this timeout.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players.
Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as we are at Bulldog Stadium, as I have to pick up everything off the floor because we're getting ready for our Tech Wave kickoff. And our Exalt Realty scoring drive recap was only 3 plays, 68 yards. There's a Tech Wave kickoff going to be banged deep and going to be taken at the 10-yard line. Coming up the right hash is Spencer Akins, and he is banged down hard somewhere around the 32-yard line. And Hal will start there. And now some extracurricular activity going down as one of the Howe players tries to stop another Howe player. Sean Lukash was doing something. He was mixed up somewhere around the 36, and one of the Howe players.
That was Devin Porter who came over to try to push him away.
Nah, I think that was Jackson Atkins.
Atkins?
Who got in the middle of Lukash and tried to push him away and get him to stop doing whatever he was doing.
Let's see what the flags. If it may have been too late by the time Atkins got over there, the damage may have already been done as far as the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Let's give you the Exalt Realty scoring drive recap. 3 plays, 68 yards, capped off by a 64-yard touchdown by Caldwell, his 4th of the night. And he is fast, and once he finds a crease, he's gone, and he was. We have 1:40 on the clock at the time of the touchdown. 1:34 right now as Howe has the ball, but we'll see where they have it.
Personal foul against the Tigers. Personal foul against the Bulldogs. They offset.
So you can hear Roger Tidwell there on the crowd mic offsetting personal fouls, one against Commerce, one against Howe. They'll pick them up, and Howe should have the football at the 32-yard line or somewhere thereabouts, because that's where I believe it was Akins on the return who was slammed down right there at the 32. And now Coach Jay is going to have a word with the official, and he wants to know what happened there. And the official is trying to give him the answer that he wants. As the referee again is Robert Milton. They're out of the Commerce chapter. Cody McAree is the back judge, the umpire Ronald Hogue, the line judge Mike Lipson, and the head linesman David Wooldridge. Caroline Slauson, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, did you see anything down there?
I unfortunately, guys, didn't, and I'm trying to see if I can understand what the referees are telling Coach Jay right now, but unfortunately, I don't.
They're going to – where are they spotting the ball? Okay. All right. They are going to spot it at the 31.5, close to the 32.
Ball is being
We were
spotted
kind of
at
right.
the 31-yard line.
And it's right there in the middle of the mud. It's probably the worst part of the field where they're at.
Yeah, it's a bad spot. Not a bad spot, but a bad place in the field. 1st and 10, right to left goes Howe. 2 slots and 2 wides and a handoff. Nope, this is going to be a keeper around the near side. And again, Harmon tried to step on his left foot and put the toe in the ground and go. And the left foot went out from underneath him, and he'll get a yard and a half to about the 33.5. Where are they going to spot it? About the 33.
Yeah, got around that corner, tried to plant, tried to turn. Wade Nicholson was right there, the cornerback, to bring him down. Nicholson kind of slipped himself, but on dry turf, I think Harmon could have got around the edge there.
So a yard will set up 2nd down and 9. Krantz is in the gun. Wyndon is to his left, and Krantz wants to throw. Screen pass near side, Elijah Campbell. He's got a seam, and he's got the 45, and he slips and trips a little bit, and hops and skips his way to the 50-yard line.
Good job there for Campbell on a little wide receiver middle screen there, and Bryce Krantz with a nice little throw right there. Looked very polished in his throw and his follow through, and good yards after the catch there by Campbell.
15 yards on the pass and catch. Most of it was the run by Elijah Campbell, and Howe's in business at midfield, 1st and 10. Coming back to the line of scrimmage as Campbell splits out wide to the near side. 29 seconds on the 3rd quarter clock. Spencer Akins in the slot near side. Caden Harmon to the right. This is going to be a handoff straight up the middle of left side. Falls down. I thought for a moment he was going to be able to go on a dry field. He would have gone a very long way, but he only gets 2 because his right foot slipped right out from underneath him.
Bulldogs looking like a spread team there. Had two receivers out to each side and a running back in the backfield there with Krantz, and just draw up the middle and had some room there. Just tripped up as the 3rd quarter ends.
That is the end of the 3rd. We're headed to the 4th. The final quarter at Bulldog Stadium in 2018. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Looking to purchase a home? Michelle Castle and the team at Guild Mortgage Sherman are excited to announce 321 Home, our new exclusive program that gives first-time home buyers a $2,000 gift card to Home Depot and $1,500 towards closing costs. For more information, call us at 903-957-3100. That's 903-957-3100. Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Company NMLS number 3274. To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And to the 4th quarter we go here in Bulldog Stadium. And now we're going to have to start thinking about next week in the 56th Battle of the Silver Spike. Howe and Van Alstyne over in enemy territory. That's always a fun one.
That'll be a fun one here with, of course, Bulldogs again out of the playoff picture. Van Alstyne, a really good team over there right now.
At least for the first time in a long time, it won't be in mud.
Yes.
We know that. So here come the Bulldogs in the 4th quarter with 2nd down and 8 on the Commerce side of the field. Krantz wants to throw deep down, and he's got Harmon at the 20. He's got Harmon at the 10. He's got Harmon at the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. Cade Harmon from Bryce Krantz.
A breakdown and cover somewhere because Harmon was downfield all alone there on that pass. All he had to do was sit there and catch it and just walk into the end zone for a touchdown. And Bryce Krantz, I believe, with the 2nd touchdown pass of the season.
Good to see, and Harmon was wide open.
I think they were zeroing in on Elijah Campbell on the screen on the wide receiver screen to the left side.
There was no one within an acre of Caden Harmon. So the PAT, Howe's going to go for 2. For the moment, it's 30-12. And now you think, man, if they didn't give up that last score.
Yes, I mean, that was a
last
backbreaking.
score was huge. So Krantz in the gun on the PAT. And he wants to throw. He's under pressure. He's trying to run for it in the mud, trying to get around the right side at the 5. He dives over at the pylon, and they're going to give it to him. They do! A 2-point conversion for Bryce Krantz as he pulls it around the right edge.
What an effort by Bryce Krantz. Got around the edge. I thought they were going to bring him down and just dove at the pylon, able to get it in for the 2-point conversion. Bulldogs are back in this one.
Is it Bryce Krantz or is it Russell Wilson?
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
Welcome back. Perhaps maybe some trickery here. Who knows? The Bulldogs just scored on a 4-play, 68-yard drive. Here's a pooch kick to the right side. It's going to be bounced at the 32. Howe has a chance of the football, but Commerce is able to get back on it. They played it perfectly. The first man there made sure Commerce did not get it, but Howe didn't have a follower, as Spencer Akins was the first one there to clear the house, but Howe didn't have anybody to follow to pick up the laundry.
Oh, man, it was sitting right there ready to be recovered, and just the Bulldogs just not able to find somebody to get to who's nearby to get on top of it, though. So a missed opportunity there for the Bulldogs. And that was fun just kind of watching that as months slopped around. Everybody's slipping and sliding, and ball is on the grass.
Boy, that's entertainment right there. That is fun to watch, that kind of stuff right there. Those who just left, sorry about you. That was pretty fun. 1st and 10, Commerce from their own 32. And this will be Caldwell over center. And I think he's going to be stopped by Parker Blunt. There's a flag down at the back of that mess. Blunt was in the middle. And it was good for maybe 3 yards, but let's check the flag. As late getting up is, is that Devin Porter getting up late?
Yes, Porter.
So 3 yards, but let's check the flag. It's going to be against Howe.
The personal foul, face mask.
Penalty is against the Bulldogs, face mask. 15-yard penalty, first down for the Tigers.
15 yards. That doesn't help.
2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Or in this case, it'll be 15 yards forward.
Now the ball at the 47. 1st and 10 near midfield. You got to stop Commerce right here.
You're down by 16. There's still plenty of time in this ball game. 11 and a half minutes to go. But, yeah, you've got to get a stop here.
That does not help. Keep your hands off the face mask. Caldwell wants to throw the screen pass. He's under pressure. Brought down. I thought for a moment he wasn't. Now he finally is slung down. Way back for a loss at the 35-yard line. And that's Devin Porter who was back there.
Devin Porter.
It looked like he was trying to pass to the left side, and his receiver wasn't there. And then Porter was right there, almost brought him down initially. Caldwell got away, and then he had to bring and brought back farther back. So good job there by Devin Porter to stay with it and put them in a 2nd and long situation.
Yeah, that's going to be a loss of somewhere around 11. So that will bring up 2nd down and 14-17. 2nd down and a long way to go. Caldwell, and flags fly before this one can get underway. and the Howe Bulldog coaching staff is happy.
Dead ball foul, penalty flag thrown before the play started.
For about 3 plays here, Commerce is kind of out of sync right now. And they're going the wrong way.
They are going the wrong way. They'll back it up to the 31. Instead of being second down and 14-17, it'll be second down at about Highway 56.
Exactly. And so right now you can, again, watch out for Caldwell and these quarterback keepers. That's where they've done a lot of their damage.
10:22 on the clock, and it runs. Caldwell in the gun. He can go at any point from anywhere. He's shown it tonight, and he's going to keep it. Trying to get the near side. He slips down, cuts it back to the right, cuts it back to the left. And he's being chased and finally drug out of bounds.
Caldwell keeps the ball.
And I believe that's Jalen Thornton who's in for the Bulldogs for the first time in quite some time.
Came around that left side. Elijah Campbell was able to get off. Campbell was really able to slip off of his block as this guy was going to the ground and able to at least slow Caldwell down. And but still able to get some yards. But now they get a third and maybe 10 or a 20.
Ball at the 39, gain of about 3. Still need a long way to go. Caldwell in the gun. A man stands to his right and maybe a half yard back to him. And that's Basham. And they're going to fake it to him. Caldwell's going to run right now, throw the ball over the middle. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. 4th down coming up, punt time, and the Howe Bulldogs defense has held. Eric Zagleski holds his hands in the air.
I think that was Dyson Dillard who got a paw up there. Dyson Dillard, I believe, is playing in the linebacker position back there and able to kind of watching Caldwell, watching with his eyes and able to get a paw up there and knock that down. 4th down now for Commerce, and the clock stops.
Arturo Louder to return this punt as he stands at the 22-yard line. Now backs up to the 21. Ramirez to punt it away, and it is a end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 30, and Arturo Louder picks it up right there, and he comes near side, and he's trying to get the near corner and slow down at about the 35-yard line. And Howe will sit up there as Coach Jay is talking to Bryce Krantz, has his hand on his right shoulder pad, telling him something, and now sends him in with the play.
Krantz was very enthusiastic, very pumped up on that last, especially on that 2-point conversion. See if he can carry that confidence into this drive.
They'll spot the ball at the 35-yard line. Howe on their end of the field, needing to go 65 here to stay in the game. 9:45 on the clock. Moving left to right towards the south end zone. Heading towards Van Alstyne. You got to go there next week anyway. Krantz in the gun. Waldrop split out wide near side. Krantz rolls out left. Not looking to throw, looking to run. Lowers his shoulder. And he kind of timidly goes up to take a hit instead of punishing on the hit. And he'll gain 2 yards up to the 30. We're going to give him 7, right? 37-yard line. Brought down by Wade Nicholson. So it's 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he was keeping that all the way there and had a hole, but the hole closed up quickly there as the Tigers came in and tackled him for a 2-3 yard gain.
Waldrop near side. Krantz goes under center, and this is the counter. And fumble on the play, and Commerce has it. Commerce may have ended the game right there as they take over possession with 8:55 in the game, up 30-14. And it's going to be recovered by the linebacker, Caden Aaron. A misdirection on the counter, and it was dropped.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever had a real good handle on it or if a Tiger player may have came in and knocked that ball away. And again, the Bulldogs looked like they may have had something going there, but turnover remembered by them. It's Commerce in great field position, a chance to maybe put this thing away.
8:55 on the clock. Commerce has the ball on the Howe side of the field at the 37-yard line. Caldwell will keep it himself. He fakes the hand, and he's hit hard, but he goes forward for another 6, 7, 8 yards. He was popped about 5 yards into that run, but he kept going.
Dyson Dillard right there was able to give him a nice little pop. And good job there by Caldwell to kind of keep going there after getting hit pretty hard there by Dillard.
7 yards to the 30-yard line. The clock's going to keep churning at the 8:29 mark. Second down and short coming up.
And they're going to start probably trying to bleed this clock a little bit.
Basham stands to the right, and he's going to get the carry straight up the middle, over right guard. Big yardage to the right, slips out of defenders, slips out of 3 more tackles, down inside the 10-yard line, close to a touchdown at about the 4.
Number 24 on the carry.
It had been either a draw or just kind of a quarterback read, and Basham kept it, drove up the middle. Could have got him only about 10 or 15 yards in there, but he slipped a couple of tackles, broke to the outside, and almost able to get to the end zone.
This will be a pistol formation with Caldwell right in front of Basham. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far right. Shotgun, and Caldwell's going to try to keep it. He jumps at the line of scrimmage and is hit hard and slung down right there. He tried to jump over a defender, and he was brought down hard by Cameron Blesseye. Second down and goal coming up from the 4.
I'm not sure if he was trying to hurdle another defender or what, but yeah, Blesseye was having none of it. All he did was basically jump into the arms of Cameron Blesseye.
Boy, I tell you what, you can't say enough about Cameron Blesseye playing in his final football game right here on his home field, where so many have left it right here. Caldwell, handoff, Basham, right side. He's in. Walk the dog. Touchdown, Commerce. And he's happy. 36-14, and they should be. It's the first appears to be win that they'll have on the season.
Well, Bulldogs had a chance, and that turnover right there, and then them taking advantage of that turnover may have just about done it for the Bulldogs.
So Ramirez on for the PAT. 36-14 is what our score has been extended to. Commerce in the lead. Ramirez steps it off. The snap has been perfect all night, and it is again. It's on the tee, and it's good. 37-14, Commerce in the lead here at Bulldog Stadium. Our final moments at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be back right after this timeout.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for here at Scoggins Funeral Home in Van Alstyne. Since the beginning, affordability has been at the top of our checklist. Every day, we're proving that funerals don't have to be expensive. From our facilities to having a personalized service, all of the details are addressed. Nothing can cause you more disappointment than poor quality. Make it special. Make it Scoggins Funeral Home. We put our name on it. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are here with you in your time of need. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com.
Well, the bank of lights went out in the halftime vicinity, and the lights for the Howe Bulldogs may have gone out with that touchdown right there. It's 37-14, and we're talking about miracle-type situations now with this amount of time left in the game. Ramirez wants to boot it away, but he's not the one who boots it away. It's going to be Edgar Castillo, and it's going to be taken by Louder coming near side. Around the corner to the 30, 35, and brought down at the 37-yard line. He takes it from the left hash all the way to the right hash and around the corner, but he can't break it around, and Howe starts at their own 37-yard line with 6:46 on the clock remaining in the season for the home field. The only time this field will be played on again is by the 7th, 8th, and JV against Van Alstyne in the, what is that, the Battle of the Silver Thumbtack for the 7th grade? 1st and 10, left to right.
And it's supposed to rain next week, I think, on Wednesday, I believe. So.
Another muddy field. It's been the craziest year. It really has. So Riggs telling somebody where to go and where to line up as Logan Elvington is in the game. He's a senior, getting some playing time here at Bulldog Stadium. Krantz wants to pass, looking right side. Now he flushes out. Now he's sacked for a big loss back at the 26-yard line. Nowhere to go and nowhere to throw. He folds up at the 26.
About 10 on the play.
Yeah, rolled up to his right, tried to find somebody downfield, but didn't have a lot of time. Number 37, I believe, it's not on the roster, was barreling down on him and had to take the sack.
Loss of 9, second down and 19 coming up. Maybe a loss of 10, second down and 10. Krantz will step back 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. Shotgun, drops back 3 steps under pressure. Now he steps up. Now he tucks it. He's going to run. He lowers his shoulder. Runs behind his shoulder pass for a couple of yards up to the 30-yard line. So he'll gain some of that yardage back from the sack, about 4 yards. And it'll be third and very long, about 17 or so.
Looks like he maybe wanted to pass that ball, but I guess things didn't materialize in the route and had to run it. Looks like he's kind of walking around just a little gingerly.
Elvington got in the game for a moment, and now he's out. He looks a little disgusted on the near side. It's third down to 17, and Riggs wants to throw the halfback pass again. And this is going to be interference as Elijah Campbell was trying to get to the football, but right in his way was the safety.
Good job there by Mason Riggs. Throws it across the field from the right side to the left side. And that was a good arm there by Mason Riggs.
Yeah, Riggs played quarterback 2 years ago as a sophomore when Brandon Wall went out for a spell. He got a start over in Callisburg on the night that they clinched with a upset. Pilot Point, I believe, was the upset that night, and Howe was able to clinch. And Riggs was the quarterback that night. He slung it right there, and we'll see what this does for the infraction and where they'll spot the ball. They'll spot it at the 47.
Against the Tigers.
Good job there by the Bulldogs, though. Had third and long and got able to get bailed out by the pass interference call.
First and 10. Krantz drops back 3 steps, looks left side, pops it up, slips out of his hands, and it's intercepted at the 46-yard line. Coming all the way to the Howe side, slipping out of tackles, dancing. Coming near side, flag down at the 35, slung down by Cameron Blessai at the 35-yard line. A flag is down. A Bulldog is injured somewhere around the 37 on the far side. That is Arturo Louder, who's been struggling with ankles all year. Let's check the flag as it was intercepted. That will stand. The flag came afterwards.
Well, he tried to throw it long, and somehow, the ball must have slipped out because it was about 10 yards short and almost just like a pop fly for the defender number 3 to make the interception and bring it back for a good return.
Yeah, no question. He was playing center field. All he had to do is play Odemy McDowell and camp right under it. He picked it and had some nice little moves right after that as well.
Let's see what the flag is.
Still talking about it as Coach Jay is trying to get a word from the official to see maybe what they want to do here. This is going to be on Howe. Personal foul.
Penalty is against the Bulldogs.
Against Howe. And they'll step this one off all the way to the 21-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Commerce using this almost like a timeout here as the officials are kind of sorting that out. They get a chance to go over there and huddle up with the coach and get their play in.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in the game. 4:59 as Commerce is going to have it first and 10, knocking on the door of that north end zone at the 21. Or is that the 30? Wait a minute. Where are we at?
We're at the 25.
26. This will be Caldwell on the carry to the right side. Is it still Caldwell? Trying to figure out if that's still
number 7.
Yeah, that is Caldwell still in the game. A game of about 5.
Yeah, just a keeper there around the right side. What he's been doing all night long, and Dyson Dillard with the pursuit will take him down from behind.
So now we'll be near the 21, and now is that another flag? No, we'll spot it at the 21. Second down and 5 coming up. Caldwell still in the gun. Basham to his right and a step behind him, and Basham gets the carry, tries to cut, does, right side, slips out of a tackle, slips out of another one, first down to about the 14-yard line. You don't want to give up another one here and put them in the 40s. You want to try to keep it at 37 if possible.
Yeah, at this point, you're tired, you're getting beat, it's your last game of the season. You kind of hope those competitive juices are still there, that you at least want to keep this thing respectable.
First down and 10 from the 14. Caldwell, Basham, left side. A crease, and now he bounces it out to the left, to the 10, and out to the 5. Or maybe they'll say he stepped out about the 8.
And it just looks like this Bulldog team, and rightfully so, are just tired. I mean, you haven't had a bye week, and I've touched on that earlier games, but you haven't had a bye week yet. You're losing players left and right to injury. They're just tired.
Jackson Atkins may have had the wind knocked out of him in quotes. We'll say in quotes because he's holding his wrist. That's what they always said to us. Hey, hold your wrist. Hold your wrist.
Guys, he got the wind knocked out of him because the umpire threw the flag.
Oh, no. That's one of those NFL Films things. The flag got thrown at him, and it hit him in the wrist. First down and 15, the penalty on Commerce. Seeing if that's Caldwell still in the game. The muddy jersey, I can't tell in shotgun formation. I believe it is, and it is.
It is.
And he'll hand off up the middle. New running back into the game, and actually that is Basham who gets it, and he's knocked down almost immediately. So a nice play there by the defense as we're at the 3:13 mark here in quarter number 4.
And I believe that was a tackle there by number 66, Luis Gonzalez, freshman defensive lineman into the game.
Gonzalez, who has been running fullback for the JV. And matter of fact, he's been up here in this booth a lot on Friday nights because he helps with the camera setup, but he's on the field tonight, got moved up. Handoff right up the middle of Basham, and he is brought backwards again. A nice play straight up the middle, and that may be Luis one more time. And a timeout's been called by Commerce. That's Blesseye on the tackle. 2:38 to go in the game. We'll keep it right here. Alex Kellum steps out on the field. He's got a white jersey tonight.
That's when I saw Gonzalez. I was like, well, we got a white color jersey out there.
Oh,
they able to locate him.
The official called timeout Commerce unless they got it wrong. At some point we got to start talking about these seniors. I know it's not senior time yet because another week, but the last game here at Bulldog Stadium that they're going to play, Callie Vick, the first female to ever play football. And hats off to Callie Vick, Caden Harmon. There are a lot of seniors.
I counted 24 on the roster. I don't know if that's
there's a bunch
accurate,
of them.
But that is a lot.
And we'll go over them at some point. We'll make sure we do that next week for sure. Hopefully, somehow the Bulldogs can carry out that silver spike for the first time, as it was set up in 2001. Howe has not won that spike since it became a trophy in 2001. The last time Howe won was in 2000 over Van Alstyne. Caldwell sprints out right, wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run around the right edge. He's going to be close to a first down, and he's going to be right at the sticks, maybe right at it at the 6-yard line. We'll have to check and see where the stick was, but he appears to be stopped somewhere around the 6-yard line. Gain of about 8.
And I couldn't tell there, Monty, if he was trying to throw that ball.
He was at first, and he was under pressure, so he decided to tuck it and run around the right edge. And obviously he had a lot of room. He has great speed, but he's going to be shy of the first down by maybe about 3 yards. It's going to set up a 4th down situation for Commerce at the 6-yard line.
Again, we talk about this Commerce team. Brad Caldwell is a junior. Zay Basham is a sophomore. Nick Aaron is a sophomore. Wade Nicholson is a sophomore. Got a lot of youth on this team. They're
Another timeout's been called. We'll take one too. Our final one of the night. We'll be right back right after this.
If you're looking for a welding company that will always meet your expectations, we are just the team you need. Robertson Welding Service can do industrial, commercial, or domestic. Robertson Welding Service guarantees the quality and satisfaction of your project at a fair price. We provide precision, custom, and repair service in all steels. We even weld aluminum and stainless. You can be comfortable that Robertson Welding Service is the right company for your project. We can be found on Facebook, or you can call us at 903-328-6588. That's 903-328-6588.
Monty, that was Damius Karowski on the tackle. Hey, this is Michael Mosier. I may not be up in that luxury outdoor suite on top of the press box, but hey, I'm still supporting the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be a part of the Howe Athletic Booster Club, where it's only $25 to become a member. I may have retired from pronouncing those difficult names on Friday nights, but I can say go Dogs without batting an eye. Become a black and white, towel-waving Bulldog fan by signing up at each home game behind the home bleachers, and remember, Aljundo Dakenstater on the stop.
Fourth down coming up for Commerce. They're going to try this field goal by Ramirez. It'll be placed at the 14-yard line, so a 24-yard field goal coming up. He's kicked 2 PATs from 25, and it's on the right hash. The kick is up, cross, inside the goalpost, and good. Another 3 points for the Commerce Tigers as they hit the 40 mark with 1:46 remaining in the game. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The First Baptist Church here in Howe, Texas would like to invite you and your family to a celebration of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Each Sunday morning at 10:30, we meet for worship at 100 East Davis Street in Howe. Prior to that, we have relevant Bible fellowships for all ages beginning at 9:15. Join us each week to declare the hope that is found only in Christ. Be ready to experience the life-changing power of the gospel. There is only one message for every generation, and that message is Jesus.
Our Exalt Realty scoring drive recap, 6 plays, 74 yards, and it was a 14-yard field goal by Ramirez. Here's Castillo to kick off. It'll bounce at the 27-yard line and be taken by Jalen Thornton coming near side on the right hash at the 36-yard line. And Howe will start there with a $140 remaining in the home schedule season here at Bulldog Stadium. It was again a 24-yard field goal by Ramirez to cap off the score and bring us 40-14. Our night furniture sideline reporter Caroline Slauson in her red/brown shoes. What do you know down there?
Well, unfortunately, I know that the Bulldogs are going to have to go to Van Alstyne, and after a tough game here at home last game, but listen, we got this. It's not over.
There's a toss near side to Devin Porter, who checked in as an eligible running back, and he gains 9 yards to the 45-yard line.
Hey, it's senior night. Why not? He's a senior. Give it Devin Porter.
Man, he runs tough.
He does.
Is that 9 games too late?
That's what I was thinking.
Man alive. 2nd down and 1 coming up. Krantz in the gun. Some confusion on where Brennan needs to go. Now he lines up to the left. Krantz wants to throw under pressure. Now escapes right up the middle. He's going to run, looking for a block by Louder. Louder does get a block, but there's 2 defenders right there. Krantz gets the first down, but he's brought down hard on the near side by Jackson Gossett.
Good job there by Krantz. Took some time back there, looked through his receiver, saw nobody open, tucked it and ran, and got the first down. Dick was able to get out of bounds.
8-yard pickup for Krantz on 2nd down and 1. It'll be 1st down and 10 now as Harmon checks off the field. They snap it. Krantz wants to throw again. He's going to tuck it around again to the right side. This time he runs in to a defender 3 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. Jared Ing puts his hands to the sky as Coach Jay has something to say to him. And Ing apparently missed his block right there because his defender was right on top of Bryce Krantz.
Called by the Dogs.
Yeah, there was a breakdown there on the block in there for sure because Krantz didn't have a lot of time there to run or throw.
Ball goes back to the 49-yard line in Howe territory. A timeout's been called by Howe.
Now, Monty, let me ask you this. Is this field the way it is right now, is this the worst you've ever seen it?
No.
Really? There's been worse than this?
It's been worse than this. It's been a very long time ago because you have to think this field is manicured and kept in better shape now than it ever has been. In the 1980s, this turf looked nothing like this.
Okay.
In the 1990s even, it was not kept in great shape. You know, Zach Hudson did such a wonderful job with this field that now it's the remnants of him being here still exist. But in the 1980s, this place was an absolute disaster.
Really? To think it could get worse than this.
It was way worse than this. 2nd down and 12. It looked a lot like Bearcat Stadium at times. You know how bad that one gets. It's down in the hole. 2nd down and 12. Krantz wants to throw. Steps back 3 steps. Deep down the field, looking for Elijah Campbell, and it is intercepted. Bounces off one defender, taking it up to midfield, crosses midfield, and brought down by Jackson Atkins at the 47-yard line into Howe territory.
Just trying to throw it to Campbell and just see if they get a pass interference or if Campbell could come down with it, and it hit him in the hands and caromed off the shoulder pads and into the hands of the defender there for the Tigers. Able to bring it back for a decent return, and that will be probably the final play, offensive play of the night for the Bulldogs.
There's 33 seconds on the clock, so we're looking at probably one play here, one snap, and that'll do it. The officials are huddling. They're going to spot the ball at the 47, and the Commerce Tigers are jumping up and down. That's Basham, who is jumping, waving his arms and dancing and shaking his shoulders a little bit. You got to be, you know, they're over. This is what Howe was a year ago. They were over the entire year and finally get a win. And you know what that feels like when you've been in this position, and the Bulldogs in black know what that feels like, especially the ones that were there a year ago. And Caldwell's going to take a knee, and that one's going to be it. This one's in the books. 40-14, Commerce wins tonight, their first win of the year. It was commanding. Their quarterback, Caldwell, was amazing. He went 73 yards for a touchdown. He went 67 yards for a touchdown. He went 3 yards for a touchdown. And he was absolutely the difference maker in this football game, as that young man runs the ball very well from that quarterback position, and the spread and read option is designed for kids like that, and he does it about as good as you can do it.
Yeah, it was kind of one of the things that the Bulldogs knew was coming, but just could not stop it. And they just, again, I can tell the Bulldogs are just tired. It's been a long season. They haven't had a bye week. I hate to use that as an excuse, but it's the truth right now. You got guys, the walking wounded, coming around here. Good job there good heart there by the Bulldogs here tonight, but just not enough to come out the win.
Let's see if we can get the school song, fight song for you right here. I'll let you listen to that. There's a lot of Bulldog fans back home, back throughout the country, all the way around the world. What you hear is the Commerce crowd as they scream, and the Commerce Tigers are screaming on the far side as they have broken through the win column, and they are happy, happy, happy. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs, sad faces, the battle of the school songs. And that, my friends, is a 40-14 final at Bulldog Stadium, and the seniors have played their final game on this football field, and that's a rough time. I can tell you. You don't think about it. We had other games to play. We were heading on to the playoffs, so your final game then You didn't think about it being your final game. You were happy that you won. You're moving on. But in these circumstances, you knew coming in it was going to be your final game here. And I tell you what, when they took their helmets off a moment ago, they thought about it.
Yeah, I wondered at what point, that kind of hits you. And usually at the end of a contest, it usually kind of hits you at the end. You realize, hey, this is the last time I'm ever going to play on this field. And then when you lose, it's kind of makes it that much worse, I guess.
Yeah, we mentioned early in the game, in the pregame, we opened with, an 83-year-old is going to break the heart of some teenage boys, and that happened a moment ago. We're going to go ahead and call this one a night, and we will prepare for the 56th Battle of the Silver Spike a week from tonight. It'll be a turf field. It'll be, in enemy territory in the hated VA Blue City, but the Bulldogs, it's always going to be a battle. It's one of those rivalries just like Sherman-Denison and OU Texas, and you never know what can happen on games like that. If Howe has anything, even with the offer so far in district, they still get a playoff game, because that's what next week is. It's essentially a playoff game for the Bulldogs.
And in games like that, there's absolutely no pressure on you. I mean, you're not going to, except to win the rivalry, but, how fun is it sometimes to be able to, you're not going to knock Van Alstyne out of the playoffs, but make things more complicated for them in their district, trying to win district. Just to kind of make things crazy.
It's a grudge match that goes back to 1941, and it'll be fun. It'll be electric. Everything will be amplified just a little bit more next Friday night. For everyone who's been a part of this one, it's 40-14. Commerce wins over Howe in the final home game at Bulldog Stadium of 2018. We will see you next week at the 56th Battle of the Silver Spike. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com, and is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks Norton Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Knight Furniture, FBC Howe, Howe Athletic Booster Club, Independent Bank, Exalt Realty. This has been a presentation of Grayson Publishing.